yeah, I submitted my Ohio State one last night, and then had my midterm.
Were you able to get good letters of recommendation?
I got 3 letters of recommendation. That's all I can really ask for when I've only been at U of A for 2.5 years. Well, actually, currently.
Well,
Yeah, but
we
where
can
are they from?
we can write you letters
My
of
research
recommendation.
advisor, my current astronomy professor, her, and my E&M professor.
Oh, okay.
So,
Those are,
yeah, like, there's a lot of ones, especially since the research I would want to do in grad school is the stuff I'm currently doing. So my research advisor is good for that. But also, my current astronomy professor is stellar structure and evolution theories, which is the stuff that I'm doing research on. So he's also in the same circles. So it's like 2 people that do research on the stuff I want to do.
If you were able to get into the U of A as a grad student,
I would be working
a
with them.
researcher.
Yeah.
Research assistant.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, research assistant or TA. Like, I don't really mind either, because I do want to eventually go and teach.
Okay.
Like at university level, not at like the high school level.
Yeah, and I'm not sure there's many astronomy classes in high school.
There should be.
I know there's astronomy
At
clubs.
university high school,
Yeah.
there is because they have an observatory. But
Exactly, because it's ridiculous. Did you go
No,
Stuart?
I thought these observatory were was at Tucson High. No, they at Rincon University.
I don't know. Anyway, so I'll be getting my bachelor's in astronomy, and depending on what school I go to for grad school, it'll either be a astronomy department or a combined physics astronomy department, which means my PhD would be in either astrophysics or astronomy.
I'm thinking this close to going to grad school in Nebraska. I even interviewed.
Thank God you printed these out because my phone is at 10%. I'm like, if I have to keep referring to my phone for my stuff, I'm gonna die.
Suck.
But yeah, so if I have a PhD in astronomy, then I could teach at any fucking high school on Earth, and they wouldn't have a problem. I could teach any subject at any high school on Earth right now, but with a PhD, I'd be able to do it, and no one would question it.
Yeah, my nephew right now, actually, who he turns, oh my God, he turns 18 at the end of this month.
Oh no.
He's thinking of going into teaching history. He's very much fascinated with
Actually, that's your second page.
history, and specifically World War I,
Actually,
World War II.
yes, it is your second page. I mean, to multiples.
He should definitely go and take history courses at the university level, because he likes that stuff. But
Yeah, we're trying to get him to go to the U
World
of
War
A
I is-
rather than Pima.
no, definitely go to Pima first.
Well,
If you
no, the reason why is because his mother works for the U of A and he gets a fee waiver.
So,
That's
that
one
makes a
reason.
huge difference.
But
It
like,
makes a very big difference to
it's a big difference. But like, if you can, if you can afford to go to Pima, then like, I still recommend going to Pima for the beginning. Because you're gonna have smaller class sizes for those so you're gonna get more out of it.
specifically because the college has the Gen Ed to university.
Yeah, like
Where you
your
when
ejected
you
transfer
So
go
it'd
right
be
over.
cheaper for him to go straight.
Yeah.
not everybody has the sweetheart deal.
Yeah, it's true. But my other reason is if they go to the Northwest campus of Pima, Dr. Ed Munson up there is fucking awesome. He's a history
Really?
professor. He's awesome. I had him for my medieval history class because I took a medieval history class because
It's cool.
because there was a medieval history class.
Because why not?
And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna take a medieval history class. And he didn't teach from slides. He didn't assign like any homework that required. He stood there and he lectured and he kept everyone's attention for an hour and a half, twice a
Pretty
week.
Good.
Wow.
And I still remember so many things from that class. But the thing I remember best is his map of Europe.
His map of Europe.
Let's see. It went something like. Oh, and then also you have Africa, and then yeah. There's Britain and Ireland.
That's funny.
That he would draw that like twice a class, and we always just sat there and went, "What the fuck is that supposed to mean?" You have Italy, and then you have Second Italy.
Have you considered?
Well, you need 2 boots.
the right
just have
food.
one.
Have you considered making that into a patch that you can give him? Like, just that strange Amalgus figure.
So,
It's fucking hilarious.
Realms of Terrinoth, you guys know this. This is the usual. Only thing different than Realms of Terrinoth than you used to in Star Wars or Genesis is on your second page, you have this big damn hero power.
Big damn hero power.
Everyone's different because basically it's something outside of the talent tree that you just get to pick.
Yep.
Usually it's some like cool special move, super weapon, really cool thing.
This is pretty good.
Everybody's got a pretty good one, and it tells you exactly how many story points you need to steal to make it happen.
Yeah.
Usually it's a game-changing
That's
thing.
pretty cool. That's pretty
I don't know. I really
Like-
like mine.
Like this one, you want her to get in front of all of the minion groups
I
and
can
go
like
insane.
wipe out a group of minions.
I can just make my soak value 9.
I can
Oh
use-
yeah.
Shit.
That's a
Are you
lot.
kidding? The paladin can actually
Just-
completely heal
yeah.
herself and get +3 hit points at the end of the next turn. So when she
Yeah.
gets hit again, she goes back.
Ridiculous. Like, it was between her or her when I chose.
One of the big things that people go for in the game is you can have uber weapons. So you can have like Conan's sword that occasionally will bust out once per game session with uber cool power. So take a chance to look through. I'm going to grab some food real quick.
Actually, that sounds good.
And the talents are listed here. You all have some really good talents. If you have healing
I just got done
potions,
downing a strawberry Fanta from a giant
Where
Whataburger
are
cup
those?
on my
If
current
you-
refill, so I'm gonna
if you
need to go
have
to the
healing
bathroom
potions
before I'm
and
gonna
only
need
2
another
of you
drink.
do, it works just like stim packs in Star Wars. It goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then nothing.
And then you blast off.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Magic for the magic
More
users,
like
which is just
kickoff.
1, is 2 strain to cast a thing.
Same, it's normal magic.
Check your talents though. You got some really cool things that you can take strain to do additional stuff.
And you do have your signature spells.
And I have a proper upbringing, so fuck y'all.
Yeah.
I also have that, thank you.
He's of the good book.
Yeah, no, Munson was awesome. I had him for medieval history. And he also teaches like intro Western Civ 1 and 2 where he's the head of the history. He also teaches the Holocaust class, which is a really cool class. You hear from Holocaust survivors. So
I
it's-
met one in high school.
Yeah, like
They-
it's definitely very haunting class, but
Oh,
it's a
yeah.
very good class.
and then like when I was in college, I forget, it was like a history of theater class, and I don't know what or how they got on the subject. There was a guy in the class who firmly believed that the Holocaust was a hoax. That is just like, are you kidding me?
It's a strange hill to die on, but at least you're dead.
Yeah. Like, excuse me, no. I always remembered meeting her. I can't remember her name, I was pretty young. And we're not going to discuss how long ago it was. But I remember the stories she told. Although my grandfather, he was a soldier in World War II, and he used to carry pictures in his wallet.
These have to be J's. I must have studied them. And I've just been sitting in my tight set for like a month.
He was in one of the groups that free to camp, and he carried the most scary, morbid pictures in his wallet of what they found.
You carry what in your wallet?
My grandfather, my step grandfather,
Oh, I was gonna say I don't remember any of that on your character.
he never met him.
I think you might be missing 2 yellow dice.
I might have.
Because I seem to have 2
So
yellow
you only
dice.
got
that I shouldn't.
I got Rolos for you. I'm good. That's why you got Rolos.
Good riddance.
And one thing from the book, our alchemist might need is the healing. Because you're the closest thing to a healer for the group.
Oh, you're all fluffed.
You have the medicine skill, you have surgeon, you heal really well. People just have to survive long enough to get your healing attention after you've blown up everything. Hey, how's it going?
I haven't seen you in a long time.
I was sick,
Yeah.
but I'm much better now.
Cool. Oh,
Finally
I
bit.
just got into another game on Saturday. Tuesday.
Awesome.
It's one this guy made in 1996.
What game you playing?
It's like a random homebrew D&D game, but I don't know what the game is called actually. But I can show you the coin. He gets real coins and gives it to us.
Oh, that's
As
cool.
treasure, as the copper coin we get. You guys have a fun time.
Thank you. Do you need dice? Can you handle my dice?
And your dice
In
is
public, in front of us?
It's on the end of
No, my friend Ryan, I met him when I was at Kima because he had to take a science class and he took astronomy when I was taking astronomy. This was before I said I was going to do astronomy as a major. And I helped him pass
I
that
took
class.
astronomy in college. I do.
It's like he really didn't want anything to do with the class because he wasn't interested in science. Like he's a history buff and a history major. And so
I was meteor arts originally. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is going on in
yeah,
this class.
he would have easily failed that class if it wasn't for me. Like, I may have broken academic codes.
I think I got a C.
helping him.
I was just happy to get a C.
Yeah. Like he really didn't want anything.
Actually, no, I got a B.
But I hadn't met him before her, and I met him in the class, and now we're good friends. He was here in September for my friend's wedding because we're all good friends now. He was one of the groups in with me. But he took that medieval history class, and he also took a couple of sociology classes.
I took
He's a
cellular and molecular biology.
So how much
I actually
Ema.
took, I'm old enough that I actually took Dr. Rat's
my current StatMech professor he's a physicist that works in the molecular and cellular biology department at the U of A as a biophysicist. And so a class he's offering, especially he's trying to get all of us to take, is his cellular and molecular biophysics class. And we all hated him as a professor because he was an awful professor. Just a god professor. None of us were going to take that class.
Well, the only two classes or the types of classes I did poorly in were math and philosophy.
I actually did incredible. The philosophy class was actually one of the things that convinced me to go into MIS. Because the intro to philosophy class was basically Aristotelian logic.
Yeah, but on my final, they had Descartes' like steps to proving God. But one of them is belief. I'm like, that's circular logic to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't appreciate when I kept. No!
I never took a philosophy class.
No is not an argument.
I got a D because I kept arguing.
I
In
should go-
philosophy class?
I know!
Did you hear the one about the horse?
No.
So a horse walks into a bar.
Was he
and-
okay? Did it hurt?
And the bartender gets concerned. He's like, you've been here every night this week. I think you might be an alcoholic. And the horse looks at him and goes, I think not, and disappears. Now at this point, all of the first year philosophy students are really excited because they know the concept of cogito ergo sum. Yeah, the reason I didn't explain that before I told the joke was because that would be putting Descartes before the horse.
Heavier topics on this one.
I moved it over here. But now.
He knows he was going to get splashed in the face.
I love it! I love it! Oh my god, that's awesome.
That was an oldie but a goodie. No, I took anthropology instead. It was non-Western civilization. So we talked about all sorts of things. It was really cool.
I hated the UV archaeology course. It was taught by. Okay, so remember I was in college in the mid-80s. Okay, so now she would be called the there were no Green Warriors, really, when I started, because I think I even started before Earth Day started. Okay, and there is this, and basically there were standard questions that were asked, and one of them was, okay, so pretend that you're a real archaeologist and you find these things. What could be legitimate circumstances for the different things that you found? Okay. Now, I'm a gamer. Okay. One of the things that I actually really enjoyed doing was the whole, okay, yeah, this story. Okay, when you have this information, this is what you know. Blah blah blah. So there were two. There were basically two different areas that had vastly different clothing patterns. Okay, and it basically went into this, and it was obvious that they had fought. Okay, I mean, it was just the two, right? Okay, and so I was going in, and basically it was okay, what are the things you're looking for, and more importantly, what's your logic, and what's how are you actually doing this? So I'm using the various different things that are in there. That's as a hypothesis, and going in there, and I'm putting all sorts of while it is impossible to determine for certain, and while more would be needed, and this could be one explanation for and so I was basically going, okay, well this is here, these were the resources, it looks as though it was taken by conquest, not by trade, because of these things, And she gave me a D because primitive people wouldn't fight each other.
Wow. Doesn't matter what era, people are people.
Well,
Have you been to any schoolyard?
so I used to be a bit sarcastic and snarky.
Oh.
I'm glad you grew out of that.
It was good.
Yeah,
That's
thank
good
you.
character
Yeah.
development.
So when she was lecturing and said something blatantly, obviously,
Malarkey?
no, not malarkey, because malarkey is an opinion.
And Joe Biden has no opinion.
What's that logic thing when you're saying something and the thing that you're saying obviously disproves part of what you're saying?
Inherent fallacy.
Yes, thank you. So when there is an inherent fallacy in there, I wait until the end of her paragraph.
Politely.
Politely,
Mhm.
she takes a breath. I raise my hand and say, well, if you're saying this and you're saying that, how do those two things match?
Matter and antimatter. How do they exist in the
How
same
do-
conversation?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's an
She
open
did
question.
that.
But
Yeah, I've had that. I've had the conversation before.
She did not like that.
So even when I was Catholic, going to Catholic school, I was definitely the Thomas Aquinas. No, and it's that if you're honest about your faith, you will question everything because your faith tells you that no matter what answer comes out, it's going to reinforce what you believe in. And it's not don't ask the questions, it's ask the questions, follow it all the way through, and then see how it ties in. That didn't really go over too well with some of the nuns that I had for
They would have none of it.
They would not.
Give me your coffee again.
I have a feeling this is going to be a good game.
You mean to say that you got into a bad habit?
But I thought, no, there was a cute nun that I almost got into a bad habit with. Well, I was at Meps. She was gorgeous. My God.
That Jesus, lucky guy.
Oh, she was
He put a ring on it.
She had like 4 foot long red hair. It was with like Merida style hair. Oh God.
This is why she was sent to the
No, and she was telling me like 2 weeks later, like she was, shaving it all off. She was donating. She was donating it, but part of the taking her, she hasn't taken her vows yet, which would have
she was just an initiate.
which would have been
I was just
okay.
saying, wait a minute, if she was a nun, she would have cut that hair off.
Yep.
And it wouldn't be showing.
She was still
I mean,
the
I never went to
stage.
But
So,
Anyway.
But we digress, right?
But we never do this, so it's good that we have the opportunity.
And it's been so long.
Oh, I know.
Yes.
Oh, goodness.
So, Realms of Terrinoth.
Spells in this one, I have specific spells, so it's not a general.
You
thing
can,
like
you
a-
have all those
is the
spells, but
general.
those are
These are
also-
just those are your hotcake spells. Because if you look at your equipment as a magic user gives you really cool things. That's one thing with the magic system in Terrinoth is equipment does make the mage. His staff should give him. Yeah.
Magic tome. When the lyric uses a magic attack, he can add the range and deadly upgrades without increasing the difficulty.
So without
that makes
adding-
sense why they all have them there.
Yep.
So what?
So your magic is super fucking deadly.
So, this is the question. So, I can still use the Arcana skill
Yep.
to do whatever I could in the other game.
Yep.
But these are special spells.
These
for
are
some
your
reason?
spells, almost like think of them as cantrips, the ones that you do use all day long.
So this is a convenience thing.
Yep.
Okay, completely convenience. Just have. Okay, that makes perfect sense,
Yeah.
and I love having this. Okay, good times.
I have 2 questions.
Okay.
One, I have leather armor that includes the silk. Does that count for here, or do I put it?
Yeah, it should,
It should already be there.
Okay.
Yep.
And the second thing is, how many daggers do I actually have?
Just one.
For now.
That's not enough daggers.
No, it isn't.
That's
Mainly
So
with your
I'm-
character, you're very much about dual wielding. So
Right.
you have your spear and your dagger.
so I have 1 spear and 1 dagger.
Uh-huh.
But what if I throw my dagger?
Then you go pull it out of the corpse you threw it into.
That scoundrel character
but-
is probably the least satisfying one that I read at all.
I really want.
But I should be able to throw my dagger and continue to fight with more daggers.
Yours.
Well,
and
you can
Scoundrel.
easily
I know, I
pick
almost
up
went with
some
Scoundrel
daggers.
was
and
like,
then
but then I
just
went with
reading it, I'm like,
Alchemist.
It's just disappointing.
It didn't
Okay.
read as well as either of these two.
Didn't
Well,
read as well as any of them because I read all of them.
He's basically the talkie-talkie guy that has a really cool burst effect with his crossbow.
Except he's really not that talkie-talkie because he only has 3 presents, which I also have.
Uh-huh. But he's got ranks in the talkie-talkie skills.
Yeah, but like, he's bad at everything.
You know,
Well, yeah.
that's how you need your face to be. How else are you gonna have interesting games?
I think most of us. I think you're the only one that actually has a 4th skill, right? I think everyone
I have an
else is
intellect
on-
4.
Oh, you have an intel 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Two
I'm
intelligent
sports.
so the quick background.
3, 2,
The 5 of you have been working together for quite a while, tracking
The 5?
Yes, the 5. The
Because-
scoundrel, since you all knocked him, he's with you. And he will be
shit.
dying at the very first roll for initiative. You guys have been tracking the necromancer Visgoth,
Ooh, we don't like that.
mainly because
Take
our
it.
sorcerer knows that Visgoth stole this
Necromancer.
book of vile darkness.
Well, that doesn't sound right.
And he's wanting to do a horrible thing, and because you guys have been tracking him this whole time, he picked up this skull that you know belongs to someone evil, and he.
Oh, wait. Was the skull of someone evil, or does the skull currently reside with somebody who's evil, or both?
Yes,
He
yes.
has the skull, so yes.
Okay.
So it is a skull of someone who is evil that is now with someone who is
Who's
evil.
Yes.
Okay.
And more importantly is the book of vile evilness that he has that you want to get back. Cause
Yeah, 'cause
he was probably on your turn at the checkout desk. and he
Okay,
stole it.
so you're the scout.
He
You're
stole
the
it from
wizard,
the library.
or-
So we have
The wizard, yep.
So we have an orc pathfinder who's
Yeah,
all
you're
about
the-
writing and killing things.
Uh,
We have
Writing.
You
So,
chose
so
the-
what is
I don't. Do I have a word?
you all imaginarily have a horse because as we're getting into flavor text, you're riding deep in through the night. The mist rain is hitting you in the
Mine's
face.
a pony.
what is your special ability while we're on your
Yep.
character? Like what is your heroic ability?
For 3 rounds, I remove 1 failure and 1
Black.
Right.
black. Yeah. Oh no.
Oh
Sorry.
no, 1 difficulty and 1
No,
setback.
One
you-
difficulty.
It's not remove difficulty. You roll and then you remove.
You pick a
You
dice.
choose a black and a purple die
Yeah.
to
remove.
get rid of. Ooh, that's
So you
I
can be
remove-
like,
I
I'm getting
don't
rid of
remove-
you.
yeah, and that one
Okay.
that's blank is gonna stay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
That's-
if it's a double baddie, I can pick that one.
Yeah.
I don't just remove like the. Oh.
No,
Okay.
so
You
that's
become like an
nice.
That's pretty
insanely
nice.
good badass.
For
What's your
3
character?
rounds from my light melee cast.
Okay, from your melee checks. Okay, so you're
For my
He's-
light melee
Yeah.
checks.
Yeah.
so that's cool. So it makes it easier for you to hit things. What's your character like? What are his strengths and flaws and desires and fears? Or even-
I'm a pathfinder, so I go through terrain easily. I can do extra strain to reduce damage. I can deal extra damage with advantage. I dual wield, and I can also do strain to add a bunch more dice to the next attack.
Okay, cool.
Or hit with my secondary weapon.
He basically becomes
Oh,
a
and-
roving dervish.
And after, if I'm in the wilderness, I get strain back easier.
Okay.
So who wants to go next?
This is Leoric of the Book. He is a human mage. His heroic ability is know-it-all. Once per session, I may use 2 story points for 3 rounds, including this one, learning or remembering one important fact about the situation during my turn, and I upgrade the ability of related checks. So if we need to know things, I can make myself know things more knowfully. Once
That's a
per
word
session.
now.
Is that knowfully or woefully?
Yes.
And don't forget, you are a human, so you can steal.
Yes, I am a human and I have the ability to steal
Yeah.
things. I can also recover strain fairly good, which
Which is good for a wizard who
good
uses
for a
strain for
wizard.
magic.
And it looks like a few of my I have some. My signature spell is Arcane Spear, which is a short and medium range attack, but not engaged. I do have an engaged spell; it's not as good. But my signature spell is an Arcane Spear that I fling at things. So if you need an extra dagger, I also carry one.
I am playing Cinderil, the lowborn elf, who is a warrior. Carries around a sword and a large shield. My ability is Dauntless Guardian. I can, once per session, spend a story point to activate the ability, which gives me +4 soak for 3 rounds, including this one, taking my soak value to 9, which is ridiculous.
You become a bastion of
He's
strength.
impervious.
Yep. And I also just have a whole lot of things that depend on strain, so I have a high strain of 15.
I think all of us go through strain really quickly.
Yeah, but like I have parry too, which is when I'm hit by a melee attack, suffer 3 strain to reduce damage by 4, but also I have block, so while I'm holding my shield, I can do the same for ranged attacks.
You have that double dip of arrows or swords. You block it all.
Yep. So I have 5 soak, 3 ranged defense, and 4 melee defense. I am hard to hit.
You're the tank. Alright,
Tank. Also,
Tanks,
of,
you're
of
welcome.
importance, I can buff you with a shield that reduces the hits you take. So just remind me when you think you're gonna do. Let's get dangerous time.
Let's get dangerous.
And you can
Everybody
roll
get
an extra purple
dangerous.
to do multiples.
Yes, I was.
I forget, does Arcane heal?
No.
Okay.
Divine and Primal are the big healers.
Arcane
Pretty-
does not heal. Yes.
Yeah. So pretty much when it comes to healing, it's healing potions, which I think 2 of you have them,
I have 2.
and medicine, which are alchemists.
I am apparently the resident healer.
Yeah.
You
the
have-
resident
Heal.
resident
Yeah.
healer.
You also have healing herbs, right?
I have a kit. I have a healing herbs, yeah.
Healing herbs will give you 1 success and 1 advantage to any medicine roll. So when you do your medicine roll, you can sprinkle your herbs as you're binding their wounds to guarantee a success and advantage unless you roll really bad.
I also have some handy talents to
Furious.
help restore additional wounds.
Because you have resurgent wounds.
How
And
are
she's
you at-
mainly about blowing shit up.
Okay, I was going to ask, how are you going to attack?
Why?
I don't know that
Why?
well up, but she definitely sounds like she's ready to secede from the British.
Why?
In the,
Manky bastards.
after today.
in the Star Trek timeline, that happens in like 4 years. So,
Well, we just moved the timeline up today.
And apparently I'm really good at taking out minions.
You can blow up
in one
minions.
fell swoop.
Which means I'll be a little more
The name's
upcoming.
Ulma Grimstone.
Ulma.
Ulma.
And you were
I'm a forged dwarf.
Cinderella.
Cinderella? Dirk.
If it's easier,
Dirk
you can just
Ulma
call me
Cinderella.
Grimstone.
Do you prefer Grimstone?
Oh, I just prefer blowing things up. I like
Good
the
answer.
boom.
And then the cage.
Oh, when your whole body vibrates from the concussive force.
While you eat your haggis.
Because after that explosion, everything is haggis.
That's how you make the filling.
So of
And how you
course,
get the intestines.
Lorik, using
Why?
his knowledge, knows that, hey, this necromancer's up to no good. He's got this mega powerful book. It's the night of the new moon, so there's no moonlight. You guys are riding like nobody's business on your horses to the town of Mudwaller, which is
Mudwaller?
Mudwaller.
Oh, this is.
Oh, it
Because
sounds like an
that's
attractive
all this
place.
town has is mud and pigs and peasants.
And a wall, at least one.
You
in
guys
the
are-
middle of town, but
You
they
guys
have it.
are riding through the night. As you see,
It ends at the end of town.
you come up to town, you see a few buildings on fire as you're getting up there in this light misty rain. Immediately, you guys, big damn hero style, jump off your horses and slap them on their butts so they go running over to the waller to drink. Because you don't want your horses to die, right?
No.
And the second,
They are important. Where's the scoundrel? Send him first.
your scoundrel friend Theridin steps up and says, "There's someone in the inn!" And you see this big building conveniently called Inn. It's got the inn sign, and on the second story window, someone screams as they see new people coming into town conveniently because they made their perception check. And you look and see that there's reanimated, which are basically corpses, some fresher than others, just zombie banging on the walls.
It looks like they have been animated again.
The reanimator.
Doing all right there.
No.
And as
I
soon
don't
as
even find that one funny.
your scoundrel friend takes 2 steps forward, and
That's
you guys hear this sound of 4 growls all at once. As you realize your necromancer friend must not have been resting on his laurels. As 4 fur-covered undead canines, they look like wolves, pounce on him and rip him to shreds.
You didn't even make it to initiative.
So they're at short range from you guys, not too far ahead. There's 4 of them. There's 4 of you as they're picking their teeth with your friend. So go ahead and roll for your initiative. As the Barghest, basically undead puppy dogs.
So that's vigilance.
This is cool or vigilance?
This would be vigilance because it's a scary fucking time to be a person when there's zombie dogs.
I don't think I've ever rolled.
Okay, so I assume the color
Maybe we should
section
check in
is
The
Yes.
colored is your yellows. The dots are your greens.
Okay, I got.
And if you're wanting just a rough view of the map, you guys are coming to town this
so
way,
close.
and that's the.
I was extraordinarily close on my depiction of Mudwaller.
Yeah.
It's not much. It's the
It's
only.
just, you know,
Are you psychic there, Lassie?
we have it backwards though. It looks like there's a wall outside of the town, but it's supposed to be inside.
Well, that's actually the road. That line that you're seeing there, that's the road.
This is the end
Obviously,
of
it's
the
the
road
road less traveled.
So what did you get?
I got a success and 3 advantage.
0 and 2.
town. 3 successes, 2 advantage.
I got really lucky, 3 successes.
All right, so it's going to be one of you guys, all of them, which is 4, and then 2 of you guys. So you guys at short distance see these basically zombie dogs. They're pulling up from your dead friend's body. His
Zombie dogs.
crossbow hits the ground and discharges the last bolt into the inn. the zombies all around the inn aren't noticing
So,
you
being
guys.
from this world, are these zombies contagious?
No, these are corpses that
These
were
are just
animated.
reanimated
Some
corpses.
necromancer did some bad things. However, most of you, since you're big bad heroes, know that just don't suck around undead. They have a habit of getting back up if you roll them.
Well,
I have only a total of 4 things.
Till you use your alchemist kit, and make more.
Okay, because I'm like,
You run into the inn, you whip out your alchemist kit, and you cook up some more. Boom, you're done.
it sounds like it's a perfect time for you to blow something up.
yeah.
I'll tell you for a
Is
fact
that
these are
what
not
you heard?
minions.
Oh,
Well, if they're
Is
not
that,
minions,
is that
then
once per story, or?
it's just spend a story point.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't say.
Yeah, some of the things have ridiculous reusability. Some are like one and done.
Right. Okay.
Like the paladin, her power is heal yourself once and you're done.
Right.
Yeah, so if I spend a story
Mine
point
is once per
until the
session.
end of my next turn,
Because you become a badass
I
for
can
4
perform
rounds.
an incidental each round to immediately defeat a minion group within short range.
So what you do is you pop that at the beginning. Incidental. Do your action, do your maneuver next round at the very beginning. Incidental.
it doesn't even use weapons.
Yeah,
It's just something that you
just-
come up with.
It's just
Yeah.
her newest latest experiment. She pops out a flask and throws it. It's just dragon's breath. So,
Alright.
who's gonna go first? They're short range. They look like they're gonna rip you guys a new one.
Are they clustered?
No, they're not.
Okay.
They're not clustered around
Do
a
you have
single
a-
body.
do you
They
have a
all
donut?
attack.
I was waiting for that. Yes, they just killed the guy, so
Okay,
they're all there.
well,
I
then,
need the,
I
would need
want
the book
to-
figure out how to do it.
Can I go first
Okay.
then?
Yeah.
Since they're all clustered?
You're gonna send your friend off with a Viking funeral.
Oh, he's
already dead.
That's what I'm saying.
And I'm reckless
Wait,
in my quest for
is he actually definitely dead?
He is definitely dead.
Alright, in that case, we can go ahead and go
Well,
down.
not just mostly dead.
His
Well-
throat is like vertebrae,
In all,
and his
okay.
guts are like spine.
in all honesty, he wouldn't want to be raised as a zombie.
No.
No.
So
Which
what
could
we're
happen
doing-
if you leave his corpse
Yeah.
here. So what do you
I
do?
was just trying to
I'm
make sure
going
that he
to
was
throw
in fact
bubble
dead before
lightning.
we, you know,
Your
decided
your
to stop
jar
the
of
wolves
lightning?
killing him.
Yeah, I've got 2 of them. I'm gonna throw bolt of lightning at them.
Okay, so you're pulling your bottle out and you're just chucking it at the group of them?
Yep, it's a short range. Damage is 7.
Mhm.
Crit on 5.
Crit on 5.
Yes.
You'd
it
rather
lasts-
use your advantage for burst, I'm sure, to hit all of them.
Yeah, I would actually. Okay, so
So go ahead and give me a range light. They're at short range, so it's only against 1 purple. That would be the only skill you have on that side.
okay.
You're
Well, I'm
basically
just
a
trying to
yellow
figure
and a
out
green.
where.
It's super dangerous that your green
Against-
person only against 1 purple only has a yellow and a green. Not the best choice for.
That'll work.
Oh yeah!
That'll do.
But not enough advantages to set up
No.
your blast.
No.
But
Well,
one of them.
technically, it's really not even. If I crit on a 5, there's no possible way with my.
Well, remember, burst is 2 or
Okay.
3 if you miss. That's one of the.
Crit is just rolling a crit.
Okay,
check.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, I succeed.
So what's your damage on the one that
Uh-huh.
swallowed your jar as you threw it? He immediately, on reflex, jumped up and grabbed the jar of lightning.
It's 7,
Like
I
Steve
guess,
Rogers
plus
jumping
3.
on a
Plus
So,
grenade.
4. Remember the first
oh
one?
yeah. So 11.
11.
Uh huh.
So immediately, you guys see this undead hound grab her jar and break the jar in its teeth. And immediately, while it's
Oh,
like
that was a
mid-jump,
bad
it's going and like hair and chunks are falling off of it. And
Bit whiffy.
does it have any other abilities besides?
Disorient 3, limited ammo 1, stun damage.
Okay.
So you can make it stun damage.
Yeah, but I want to kill it
Automatically
again.
stun.
Yeah.
But
So
it's disorienting
okay.
as well.
So immediately it hits the ground, kind of stumbles for a second. It's still animated.
Oh,
Ugh.
Ugh.
it's a nasty beastie.
It's a nasty
I
beastie.
guess I'll go.
Okay. And it's smoky.
I'm gonna say, Mage, go ahead and get that shield ready, and I'm gonna draw my sword and just walk right towards that same wolf and just try to lop its head off.
Okay, go for it.
Get it in the face.
shouldn't have done that.
firebomb.
You should not
instead.
have done that.
You shoulda.
I should have done a firebomb instead.
Yeah. Wabam. Wabam. Failure and advantage.
Okay, so you come up and
that
you
shield ready.
swing at the smoking one, and as you're swinging, like bits of electricity are still discharging off of this Tesla coil puppy, and it just kind of like shakes as you swing and just barely nicks a couple hairs. What would you like for advantage?
Give a black die to the wolf that's about to fucking try to bite me.
Okay, that's a very good choice. Okay, but on the plus side, you're still, on your feet, right? That's a good thing.
Yeah. What we could do is we could put some feet on your butt so that you will only be on your feet.
I can do
What if I
that.
get
So-
flipped upside down?
The furthest one from you is immediately going to wolf pounce. He's just going to jump right after you.
Is that the one that was shocked, or?
Nope,
Okay, well, it's still
that
gonna
one's
be,
going to go last.
still gonna be 4 black dice. Like,
Well, that takes out both of those. So I got one threat and 2 successes. So he's going to hit you for 8 points of damage, but no advantages to use his cool thing that he could do.
I'm just gonna go ahead and take 3 strain.
You're going to parry that bad boy?
Yeah, and just
Okay.
take nothing.
You just put your sword in the mouth of this wolf as it bites down. Thankfully, your sword is just slowing its attack down just enough.
If it had gotten more advantages, it would start pumping your leg as a free action.
So then, the second furthest away one is going to do the same. That takes out that. So we've got 2 successes, so same amount of damage there.
I'll just take that.
Okay, so that one comes and grabs you by the knee and pulls you forward. Okay, then the third one is gonna go and rip that body a new one. Let's just rip it into it. But the electrified one, he's got that extra black dice.
You already have 5 black dice.
Yeah, but he gets an extra one because of the
You gave him,
electricity.
Yeah, but it's 4 plus the 1 from the one I gave him.
and disorient. Remember, he's got disorient 3 on him, so he's got the black dice for 3 rounds. I don't know what happened.
Jesus.
Those black dice really aren't doing
Oh,
it.
yeah, they suck.
Well, actually, these have been saving you because they have a really cool thing if they have some advantage.
We don't want them to be really
It's called
cool.
knockdown, and then they add a whole bunch of blue dice for someone prone. So, again, the same amount of damage.
Just gonna parry that.
Do it.
Okay?
We're next to an inn.
As all of a sudden in the background, you see the zombies banging on the barred doors of the inn. Okay, so who's going next?
I'll go next. We're in melee range, right?
Yeah, short range. You can walk up in melee.
Well, do I have to use the maneuver to get into combat?
Yes.
Okay.
You could always take strain to do an extra maneuver.
That's true.
Yeah, so I'll take a strain, 1 strain, right?
Yep.
To do an extra maneuver, and I'll use that maneuver to dual wield.
Well, remember, you can do wheel. It just adds an extra purple unless you have a cool thing that takes
I
that
have
purple
a
out.
cool thing that takes that out.
So dual wheeling doesn't count as a maneuver unless you're doing something that does.
Dual wielding may perform a maneuver to decrease the difficulty of the next combined combat check to attack with 2
that's
weapons
what
by 1.
Okay, so you're basically taking that 2 strain. You're just like spear in this hand, dagger in this hand. You're getting all ready so you can downgrade the difficulty.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so melee is 2 and 1.
2 purple.
Okay,
and it's
2 purple.
It's 2 purple, but you're
But
downgrading it.
downgrading
But
it,
it's
so
combined
one
arms, so
purple.
that upgrades it. So
Do you have a thing that lets you dual wield?
That's what I spent the strength for.
Okay, so
like
yeah,
that's
it's 2
that's the
purple.
rule of dual wielding, though.
It's
You
plus 1.
It's
Yeah.
plus 1 purple, and then he subtracts 1, so it's just
Mhm.
2 purple.
So 2 purple.
Oh, okay.
And which one of the wolves are you
Nice
going
purples.
after? Nice.
Whichever one would die from crits.
So your dear friend, Cinderella has got 4 wolves going
Three.
after.
3
Okay,
wolves.
so the light spear has accurate 1, defense 1.
So that means you get to roll a blue. So roll a blue and add to that.
Okay.
Very
Nice.
And the dagger has accurate 1, which is another blue?
No, it's the same blue.
Oh. Okay.
Because they both have accurate 1 and you're using them, so.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's.
So that is 2, 4, 5 advantage
Jesus.
So you'll need.
and 2 successes.
So 2 of your advantage will be used for the second weapon to hit. So
Okay.
what's the damage of your spear?
The damage of the spear is 5.
So you have 2 extra successes, so 5, 6, 7.
The damage of the dagger is 4, but it crits on a 3.
6, so 6. Okay, so you wounded it. It's still undead.
You can spend those 3 to crit with the dagger.
So I can spend.
Because you use 2 in order to successfully use both weapons.
Okay.
So you have 3 left.
So I have
So
3
you could
left.
use 3 to crit with one of the weapons if you want.
Unless there's a different quality on the weapon you'd like to use.
No,
Does
there is-
either of those weapons have vicious?
Nope.
Okay.
So yeah, you can crit. Roll
So-
a D100.
Okay. Red's 10,
Red's 10? Okay.
83.
Jesus. Okay, so
That's high.
that's ridiculously high. I like that.
Does Terrinoth not have its own crit table?
It does not.
It'd be really cool if it did.
Make it more flavorful.
Yeah. Just stuff that's more specifically to fantasy.
83 is winded. The target cannot voluntarily suffer strain to activate any abilities.
Okay, so you basically hit him in the lung, and there's this flappy sound as it's exhausting air out of it. So there's 2 of them that are wounded. So then it's
Leoric of the
Leoric
book's
of the
turn. Leoric, in the middle of this combat, opens his book to a page of math and starts reciting the sacred algorithms. 1, 1, 2, 3. What are X's?
X's are failures.
Okay.
Up, down, left, right,
Yeah.
A, B, he start select.
Well, I got 5 successes that turned into 1 success and an advantage.
Ooh, okay.
But that's still enough to
So what did you do?
give the shield of knowledge to both of the melee guys. So they cancel out 1 point of damage when they
Okay.
get hit.
So so you managed to do it for multiple targets?
Yes, I
Okay.
did an extra target.
So they basically get +1 to soak.
Well, that's not quite as good as Aaron.
Well, we're still just trying this out.
Yeah.
New.
So you go shield. You've been riding on. You got saddle sores. You've been
Yeah,
riding
there's a lot
hard.
of
The
negatives.
stinging rain, and then the fact that your teammates just died in front of you.
I'm emotionally compromised.
Yeah, but it was only Thaden.
Disgusting.
Obviously, Thaden must have deceived her at some point. There's a thing there. But who's gonna go first at the top of the order?
I thought Jaden had the ability to get better.
That would be amazing.
As all of a sudden there's this bubbling from the ripped open heart.
at the end of the combat, he's like, "All right, guys, that was
Where the
terrible."
fuck did you come
He immediately whips out
Oh,
a fake wineskin, going, "Deception."
He's taken a lot worse and gotten better before.
He's probably fine.
So who's going first?
I would suggest the melee guys go first.
Yeah,
They've
maybe.
got the most to lose.
Melee guy wants to get some strain back.
Here, let's go ahead and just fucking stabify the one that I missed last time.
Okay, well, there's the one that he just ripped into. There's the one that
got
she
lightning,
lit
which
up.
is the one that I.
wounded in 2 rounds.
Yeah, and so the one that got lightning is the one that I missed last time. Is the one that I'm attacking. Yeah. 2 advantage and a failure. Better than last time.
So what would you like to do with your 2 advantage?
Cry.
You could get strain back.
As a free action.
I would like to
Oh,
get
that
strain
was a
back.
good-
Yes.
That's a good choice for your character, as you're just like, swing! And you're like, the deep breathing exercises of your elven ancestors to get back some strain. Okay, so who's going next?
I'll go next.
Do you want to stay where you are? Do you want to retreat? Remember, there is no attack of opportunities. You could back off. She was talking about a flaming flask thing.
Yeah, but if I back off, they're either going to go after me or you're going to go after people who are a lot fleshier than I am.
You could still defensively impose yourself between them and your group. Just move a short distance away, out of engaged, and if she were to throw her flask.
If they're still grouped together,
That's true, I'll back up.
Okay, so you like kind of on guard,
Yeah, I got
your
my
sword and your
sword.
shield. You back away. So who's going next?
I'll go if they're still grouped in that way.
They are. They're all grouped around your
But you
your
backed
elf's
up.
blood.
Am I too close?
No, you're still far enough that she could hit them
I'm
without
gonna
hopefully
do a
getting you.
firebomb.
Okay.
Fireball.
Firebomb.
You know what? I'm gonna use one of those to
Fireball.
upgrade my.
Okay.
Firebomb.
Turn your green into a yellow. This is a good
Yeah.
time to do that.
It's like a fireball, but it's a fireball.
Okay, so I got 2
Fireball.
successes.
2 successes. So
Yeah.
as you throw your flask, which one were you mainly looking to hit? I'm assuming a different one that's not been
Yeah,
hurt.
kind of like a central one that.
Okay. And unfortunately, he turns and just like the other one, snaps your flask out of the air in this cool way that when he shatters it, it just does what?
It bursts and it goes out because of course it's boom.
Mm-hmm. So what's the damage on that?
It's 8, so plus 2, so 10. Blast 6, burn 2.
Burn 2. Okay, so it's going to continue burning.
Yep.
Okay, so he's just bathed in fire, now lighting up the outskirts of town, you know. You guys can
There's
all
a
clearly
smell
be
of
seen
burnt
around the burnt
and-
zombie wolf. Just horrible. You can see this glow through its face. So it's gonna be the wolf's turn. So one of them is gonna go after your Pathfinder.
Dun dun dun.
So
Do you
my
have a
spirit
defense?
has defense 1.
Defense 1, okay. And do you have no additional defense? So
It's weird
defense
that
1.
wasn't calculated into the defense.
I don't know why. There's a few of the things I noticed were missing. Like one of the characters. No, not hers. The one that didn't get used. The soap was wrong. It had none of the armor added to it. So the one that you just stabbed is going after you because the fact that you just stabbed it. But thankfully you have your weapons ready because you're gonna defend yourself. And holy crap, I rolled like snot. But I rolled good too. It's a horrible dichotomy.
Well.
I rolled good. More gooder. So he's going to bite at you for 8 points of damage
Best good or
Good or near.
before
So-
your soak.
4 soak
Mm-hmm.
plus 1 shield from him.
Yep.
So that's 3.
Yep.
And I can take 3 strain to reduce damage by 3.
If you want to, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So you're immediately parrying with your spear as it's going, ah! And you're just like, bad dog.
No.
Bad
No.
Bad dog. So the one that's been electrified is going to go after.
And he's still disoriented.
Is still disoriented.
I call him Sparky.
It's going to go after Syndrel. Because of course,
I had one of those lightning
smoky
bolts.
electrified dog. Don't give
And
up
I,
a
and,
bone.
I, and I called
Oh.
him Tesla.
Ooh.
get fucked.
Get him, dog. First triumph of the game.
3 threat. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go for the crit on that. Or No, we're not gonna go with the crit. We're gonna activate the ability that I can finally use. So, it's gonna hit you for 7 points of damage and knock you prone.
Bum bum bum.
Basically, this zombie dog, all electrified and sketchy and twitchy, grabs you by the ankle and literally just pulls you back, and you fall, ankles over tea kettles onto the ground, prone, growling from all directions. However, he's going to give himself an additional black of dice, and the next one is them. Or, actually, would one of you like to take a free maneuver for 3 threat? If not, I'll just give black dice. But
Yeah, I'll get up.
okay. So, immediately, I was wondering if you'd go for it.
Gee.
It pulls you down into the sloppy
And you're
mud.
like, nope.
And immediately you do this scamper, like, no, 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 stick your shield and sword down and plop yourself back under your feet. And you're like, no.
Bad doggy.
I mean, anybody could have done it as a free maneuver. I'm glad you took it.
I was going to take a free maneuver to lecture on the dangers of zombie dogs and the safety procedures that we should have implemented before getting into this combat.
And the second one is going to go
I'd like
after
to
you.
stab him with my dong armor. Look at that. You can't ride a horse with that. That's just unnecessary.
They are
Is
a lot
it?
more powerful.
Maybe you are incredibly well endowed.
No, they're only just good at one thing.
It's
but
a woman.
apparently, the second
Maybe
triumph.
that's
of the
how
night-
sexual dimorphism works in elves.
Who knows?
Okay, sorry. They are better. The 4 of them are better at combat than the 4 of us.
So
Yeah, this is gonna be
pretty
great.
much everything is a wash except the triumph I rolled.
Back to the ground I go.
As immediately the second one was coming to chew your throat out as you went scamper, scamper, no, no, no. And he's going to hit you and for 7 points of damage and pull you down to the ground.
My wounds are slowly ticking up by 1.
But my shield is working, and it was worth it. As shitty as it was.
Okay. So the last remaining guy is going to go after the orc. Because it's almost like they chosenly split up between the two of you. And it snaps like within an inch of your ear. You hear the snap of these teeth. It's like broken teeth and gums.
Wait, you missed my black.
Your
It was worth a shot.
Your black missed the dice pool.
Okay.
And it's going to impose
Implode. I heard
I
implode
like
first.
implode.
It's going to give you a black dice because it scared you
Yeah,
really
it's
bad.
really terrifying
As
when
this
dogs
zombie-
implode next to your ear.
No, it's the halitosis.
It says 1 round, but next round
got
I
really
could
bad
take
breath.
1 strain to continue. If I remember how spells work in this one,
Necrotic
I
breath.
could use 1 strain to continue
To
casting.
concentrate it, yeah. So who's going to go next?
We're not at the top of the thing.
No, we're at the bottom, so it's the other
I'll
two.
go.
Okay.
My turn's just going to be concentrating. Because I don't think I can cast a spell while I have concentration going on.
What does it say in your spell?
I don't think it says anything here. It says in the core rulebook it'll say it, but...
Did you want a copy of the core rule?
Yeah.
I forgot to grab one when I left the house.
Oh, no worries. That's why we got them.
Yep.
Especially for the magic user. The magic user should be looking at the book. In fact, it's in character for him to have out the book.
The book!
Yeah.
The book.
The book.
The book.
Ooh.
So that's
2 successes and a threat.
2.
Sorry, 3 successes and a
So
threat.
that green one will take the full one.
That takes that
Yeah.
back.
And one of those is taken up in that one. So you have 3 successes, which is
3
really good.
successes. Okay.
And 1 threat.
And 1 threat.
So I'll give you a point of strain because that you know, you are straining at these zombie fucking dogs.
So for 3
That's bestiality.
success, I can crit with the dagger again.
Well, 3 successes is just damage.
Oh,
So
sorry.
advantage.
Oh, because advantage.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what's the weapon's damage?
One is 4 and one is 3. Oh, no,
What
one
is
is
it with
5
your
and one is
spear?
4.
I'm assuming it's your stronger
These
weapon.
suckers take a lot of damage.
Well, no,
They
because
have a
I
high
did use the
soak
maneuver,
of
so
it.
I'm using the free maneuver to double wield.
But you still need 2 advantage for the second weapon to stick.
Yeah.
That's the dual wielding.
That's how dual wielding works.
Oh,
So only
okay.
one of your 2 weapons
So-
hit. I'll let you pick.
No.
I'm assuming it's the more
In
powerful.
that case, I will take 2 strain and have them both hit. I can do that.
You can do that, can't you? You have that ability.
Yes.
Okay, so you take 2 strains, so you hit with both. So what is the damage for each one?
5 and 4.
So 5, 6, 7, 8. And 4, 5, 6, 7. So your wolf is looking ripped to shreds. It's barely undead.
It says concentrate is a maneuver.
Mhm.
So that means I still have an action, so I
Yeah.
could cast another spell. Okay.
So you just like one Doctor Strange hand is on their armor and the other one's casting your magic missile.
Could you conceivably concentrate on 2 spells at once by just taking the strain to do a second maneuver?
Yeah.
One would imagine I could eventually concentrate on 3 spells at once, using a strain to take another maneuver. Like, does the action maneuver and then the strain maneuver.
Yeah.
But then I would go unconscious and poop myself after like 3 turns.
Because you burned through all of your strain and tentacles are now withering in your head. So you're taking one of your maneuvers, basically keeping the shield spell up.
Yep, and that's going to take a strain.
Okay. So what are you doing with your with your action?
I'm going to cast my signature spell.
As he goes,
And
and somehow balancing the book in his elbow. Because that's only 1 purple, isn't it?
yes, but I'm going
Makes
to give
your
it an
cool-
additional spell, an additional target.
Ah, so you have 3 of them that are wounded. One that's like, burning on fire, pretty wounded. Another one that took the electricity is pretty wounded. And then the one that our Pathfinder's been chewing apart, that's hacked to pieces. Like there's piles of pelted bones on the ground. Which 2 are you going after?
I'm going for the healthiest one and the one that he's been fighting.
Okay, so the healthiest and the weakest.
Yes.
Okay, so what you get there? As you go,
2 successes, 4 advantage.
okay,
I'm going to use the 4 advantage to recover 4 strain,
okay.
which,
Then you could just recover 3 strain and then.
well, this one takes 2. This one takes 2. That means this goes -2 because I've already added the other one. So this is not a bad trade for me. And each of the spells will do 10 points of damage.
Schnikey.
I could have activated
any
critical
cool things?
or vicious, but
Okay,
I
so
could
just
have, but
straight 10 points
just
magic?
10 points of damage. I wanted to recover that strain.
Okay,
Strain is-
so the one that you've been dueling with and spearing and knifing all of a sudden just explodes with his magic energy, lances into it, and it just like pelt bones everywhere. And then the healthiest one, the one that tried to actually succeeded at knocking you on your butt,
Yeah.
gets big blast that goes right through its rib cage, blasting out a chunk of it. And it's still there, but it's got a big chunk missing. All right, so top of the order. You got zombies moaning in the background, beating on the building. People going, help! Help!
I think you should go first so that you're not prone.
I am gonna get up.
Okay.
Okay? So
God
you
damn it.
burning your maneuver to get back on your feet as the wolves seem to be like salivating that you were on the ground.
And I'm gonna take a strain to aim.
Okay? So which one are you aiming at? The one that the wizard nailed? Or the
Which one's looking worse?
the one with the wizard nailed is looking worse.
So yeah, that one.
Okay? Crispy's, bad, but, the wizard did a little bit more.
Yep.
And he's disoriented, so,
How's
I wasted
Sparky
one.
looking?
Sparky's disoriented, so that's
Son of a bitch.
two failures. Fucking
Okay,
5
we're gonna
advantage.
die.
So you have a lot of advantage. What would you like to do?
You get a blue die. You get a blue die. You get a blue die. Everybody gets a blue die except the wolves. The wolves do not get a blue die. They get black dice.
Don't you want to recover
So,
some strain?
so
No,
you're
I'm fine.
basically giving two advantage to him as a specific blue die. Which one of you is going next, by the way? 1 blue,
I
1
can-
advantage for the next person going next, and 2 more advantage for your other friend
Except
over there.
for you guys are all, these two are in close combat with them.
These two are
Yeah.
close combat.
Yeah, these two.
Christ.
Do you have like a crossbow or some such?
I have a
Your
sling.
mighty sling. It has disorient too.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'll go next and hopefully kill off mine,
Yes.
because it should be really close.
Okay.
Well-
Well, remember, one of yours is gone, so you only have one from
Right.
you.
Okay.
The one that's
Are we
on
missing
fire.
a story point?
My.
Oh.
She's hiding them.
Well, before I forget my ability, then I'm gonna steal one back. Because if I
What?
don't do it now, I'll
As a
forget
human,
later.
as a human, he can steal
Okay.
one for the group.
So since I no longer had the black from the previous time,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to add a black to get +2 damage from a single hit.
Ooh, okay.
And I will not dual wield
Okay.
to reduce the blue.
Okay.
Correct?
Well, it's
Or to
still
reduce
going to
the
be
purple.
2 purple. Your ability lets you take out that 3rd purple. Because normally you'd be rolling
okay.
3 purple for dual wielding.
Oh, okay.
Melee is always 2, unless
Oh,
you're doing
okay.
range attacks. If you take 3 steps
Oh, okay.
back,
So
and
basically, I get dual wield without additional benefits.
Mhm.
So I
It
might as well
just
do.
takes you up.
So it's
Yeah.
just dual wield.
what you
Okay.
could do is take 1 step back and throw your spear into them, which would only be 1 purple.
No, because I want my spear to continue blocking.
Okay.
If I had extra daggers,
Well, remember your
I might
dagger has
throw a
defense 1 too, so
Or even
both
if
are
it doesn't.
defensive. Oh, it doesn't.
Or even
No.
extra
Ah.
spears.
they both have accurate one. So
Okay.
this is what we are.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're coming up with that spear, and the idea is to go right into the base of its head and spear it to the ground.
No, the idea is to take the spear and remove its head from its shoulders.
Okay. That is the orc way.
How's
Ideally.
that shampoo?
Damn. But it's a success at least. So take that
It's-
green one and take out the black.
Green versus black.
And then the yellow takes out those 2 purples. So you have
So
1
I have
success.
1 success. So I will take the 2 additional strain to have both of them hit.
Okay. So all of a sudden, your dagger comes out of nowhere. You spear into its chest, and then the dagger like pops into its rib cage.
So the spear does 5 plus 1 plus 2 for the
Plus 1, plus 1.
battle range.
What is your battle range say?
Plus 2 damage.
Plus
for
2
one
damage,
attack.
because you. Yep.
So that's 5, 6, 8 for the spear
8. Okay.
and 5 for the dagger.
5 for the dagger. Now, wouldn't that include your thing?
It says 1 hit,
Oh,
so
okay.
I don't think it would be both.
Okay. This thing is not long for the world. It's almost as wounded as the one that exploded on you a second ago, and it's still burning. So on its turn, it will take some more fire damage.
Are these additional effects because of my book? Because they are different than the additional effects in the core book.
Yes, some
Okay.
magic items give you
Okay.
cool things. Like there's a bad thing. Like I have this cool Gandalf spear that gives me free ranged attack and +4 to damage.
It makes it much
Start
easier.
creating specialized equipment for you guys to for Violent Imperium.
Mm-hmm. Because that's something they haven't done in Star Wars, but they're doing it in some of these, which is cool.
It's a cool idea.
Okay.
Makes it much easier for me to do additional targets.
Okay, so that was our second attack that round, which means the wolves. So the wolf, you're pulling your spear and dagger out of it's on fire.
And it's gonna take a.
Go ahead, hit me.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, the one that you pulled your weapons out of immediately, it's just like, "Arr!" And it just incinerates and falls to the ground as burnt chunks. It's almost
Yay.
like it only
That's
took.
what I like to see.
And then Sparky. Sparky, who's apparently been upgraded against.
He's been twitching.
No, he wasn't upgraded against. I try to hit me. Roll the same normal dice roll.
You're pumping up your
Yeah.
defense? Oh, okay. And it's defense 5, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And so you also have the.
Or no, it's been more than 3 rounds now, hasn't it?
Yeah. Well, Sparky's just lost the disorient.
Alright,
Okay.
so it's
So
just 4.
defense 4. Okay.
2
so
purple.
Yep.
I
Okay.
saw one.
Oh, you're right. Sparky comes after you. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ!
I only roll advantage. He only rolls triumph.
It's all right. We're spending all the triumphs now. It's okay. He's rolling them out.
Jesus Christ. So he's gonna
Oh, this was a
give
quick game. No.
the next wolf to him a blue dice. And he's gonna hit you for 8 points of damage.
How is he giving blue dice to people around him? He has
Oh,
threats.
sorry, you're right. Threats, done.
He's gonna give the wolf next to him a black die, maybe.
I will give you, because they don't really take strain, they're rivals. I'm gonna give whoever attacks this wolf a blue dice, because he's just like tenaciously pulling at you, and he's doing the whole jerking back and forth. Like he's a sitting fucking duck as he plops your ass into the mud. There's this theme that we keep seeing. And your
I've been
defense
cleaning my
4,
armor
right?
for weeks.
So now that you're in the mud,
Okay, can I say something tasteless? Well, of course they keep on tossing you into the mud. You keep on wearing a bikini to the mud wrestling.
and your
So you know
defense is
bikini.
4, right?
Yep.
So since you are prone, they got maul, which gives them bonus to prone or immobilized targets, and he's gonna aim.
And you might be thinking that they're mauling you. No, they each carry a maul that is specifically designed for smashing people on the floor.
I mean, the Tucson Mall would do a lot of damage. We've
It's a
now
hell of a
joked
lot
about
of
3
attacks.
different malls.
Yeah.
On the plus side, we did not get
Success.
That's
A triumph.
Yeah.
Okay, this makes more sense. I'm getting this.
Jesus.
So he's gonna do no damage to me.
Okay, so why is that?
Because I have 9 soak plus a shield. Does he do more than 10 damage?
He does 8 points of damage.
Get the fuck out of here.
As he bites down on your like right on your throat and goes right for the throat and just magic
No.
aura.
It's like underneath
Clink.
your scarf, you've got a gorget, so
Yep.
it's perfect.
Yeah.
And for his
Aw,
2
fucking
advantage,
me.
he's gonna
Keep me prone.
give you a black dice.
Recover
whenever you do
strain.
next. Because how else can I hurt your dice roll than a black dice?
You don't need to hurt my dice. They're hurting me just fine.
It's that necrotic halitosis.
Yeah.
Give it another 5 minutes. I'm sure you're gonna roll a despair on your black die, and I'm
yeah.
gonna be like, no, that makes perfect sense.
On the black die. Bottom of the order. Who's gonna take the next spot?
I'll do it.
Okay, there's 2 wolves.
We're
One
gonna
that's
do-
Sparky that's finally put his flames out.
You
The
don't
one
need
that's
to
going
keep up
after
the
his
shield.
throat.
I have 19 soak for the next 3 rounds. I'm fine.
Okay, then I will allow the shield to
Okay,
go.
so you can break your Doctor Strange hand.
Can I aim when I cast the spear, or yeah?
Doesn't say you
yeah.
can't magic.
Then-
Makes
then-
perfect sense that you're just like rangefinder,
You don't need
rangefinder.
to burn a strain to do that. It's just a regular maneuver.
No, I know, but this is for casting the spell. So I'm keeping track of everything spent, and then I'll just erase it if I recover it. And I'm going to cast the arcane spear again in the same configuration as before.
Okay, got 2 targets left, and
And
Less great compared to last time. But
well, that's great. These get rid of each other. Actually, so 2 successes. So again, 10 points of damage to each of them. I don't recover my strain though.
okay.
Oh, and a blue for aiming.
Yeah, don't forget the blue.
Ooh.
Good success.
11 points of damage to each of them.
Ooh.
And you recover.
And I recover strain.
So Sparky explodes when your missile hits him, and the other one is so riddled with holes that you have a feeling that if it fell in the mud, it would disappear and die. But it's still hanging on undead, mainly because it's biting on your shield right now, and it's chomping down, ignoring the fact that one of its legs just
Yeah.
blew off.
Your gorget is creating the stability that it needs
Yeah.
from lacking anything else.
So then it's my turn.
Yep.
I'm going to use my sling and shoot that last remaining.
Thwink.
Thunk with a sling.
And it'll
triumph with us.
You're rolling a handful of dice and you can't get successes.
And you would have gotten a blue anyway.
Yeah,
because I.
Okay,
Yeah, there you
so
go.
2 successes. So total is 6.
So
Yeah.
before you spend your triumph, I can tell you clearly, it only
It's
needed
gonna.
5 points of damage total, destroys its skull, and it falls over dead on top of your elven warrior friend.
Yay.
You do have a triumph. What would you like to do with the triumph? As that stone skips off the skull of the dog.
Okay, is there? I wanted to hit one of the ones that's beating on the door.
May I give you another hint?
Yeah, go ahead.
Your stone hits the undead wolf's skull, shattering it. 3 legs go out and it falls dead on your friend. Skips through town, ricochets off a post, hits the town church's bell tower, because I'm assuming sure every church has got a bell, right? And the bell starts ringing. And at that exact moment, as you guys are taking this moment to breathe, the zombies beating on the inn start shuffling over to the ringing bell.
Okay, so
Good,
this
where
is
all the
right.
survivors
So you're
are
with-
hiding.
Yeah.
But the bar is in the cave, so.
And immediately the guys in the inn are pointing to the door that's now free to come, and they'll clear it out for you guys.
Okay.
Okay. We're also going to drag our dead companion with
Get his
us
crossbow.
because we're going to loot it.
Get his sweet ass crossbow.
We're taking everything.
well,
we're taking the full body and all his stuff.
The good news is because I am arcane in this game, I have conjuration, so we could literally run to the inn and then conjure the corpse into the inn.
Pick it up and drag
But then
it.
you have
It's in pieces.
it's like 8 pieces.
It's in 8 pieces.
Isn't
Yes,
it?
remember entrails all over the place. He's
then-
practically
And
bisected.
then that
There's
wolf
only
spent
one
an extra
important
turn
piece of
ripping
him, and that's the
pieces.
crossbow.
I mean, it is a
And his
sweet ass
skull.
crossbow.
I mean, if the bad guy gets a skull, then I should get a skull.
Then you'd be just as bad as the bad guy.
No, because my
So-
skull has a flesh on it.
So do you guys rush into the inn? Is there
Why?
guarding the door?
Yeah.
You guys go running in. You grabbed your dead friend's really cool hat, because he has a really cool hat with this really cool crossbow.
In a rainy, yeah, that's so super useful.
Yeah, it's perfect. He's doing his whole Van Helsing
And you leave it on the
thing.
skull, and you just hold the skull up next to your head.
And it works perfectly as an
Yeah.
umbrella. I've
As,
invented the
as our
umbrella.
alchemist is reading his crossbow stats. I know where your eyes were focused. So who
Actually, I
wants
was looking at his pipe. I make a pipe bomb.
his phallic pipe?
I think you should take the crossbow personally
I'll take
because
the
it does.
Is anyone good at
Well, I think
range?
I
I
think
got
he.
I got range.
I've
Our
got
scouts
I-
got 2
I-
I've
levels
got
of it.
2 and 1, but you
I think
probably
I
should
think
have it.
he'll be better at range, but he's likely to be in melee, and
Right.
she
That
is
way.
more likely to be shooting. I mean, I've got range.
It is superior, so it adds a blue
Oh,
dice.
yeah.
Oof.
It's a sweet
It's
ass.
custom.
It's custom.
Custom.
So, what do we know he has on him?
So someone is grabbing his fancy thieves tools, his fancy hat. Literally says fancy hat in his character sheet. Are you bothering with his backpack full of things?
That sounds like something easy to grab. And
Okay,
give
so
his pouch of money.
his pouch of 34 silver, by the way. Realms of Terrinoth really just uses silver, which makes life so much easier.
Nice. Yeah.
Gold, who do you think you are, a king?
Yeah.
Nobody sells them gold coins, they're too valuable. So you guys have his 34 silver, his backpack that contains his bedroll, his rope, his flint and steel, his torches, and his water skin. Which I'm thinking with this guy should be a wine skin. That's just me. And his thieves' tools
And
and
his
fancy hat.
fancy little pendant. See right there in the picture.
That's part of his crossbow.
It's blinked out.
Yeah.
Custom.
That's
See?
what gives you the blue
Reinforced
dye.
Superior. Aye.
Okay, so you guys run in the inn, and the folks in the inn are like ecstatic to see people. They're like, "Thank God you're here!" So, did the crown send you to save us? We've been under attack for hours, ever since the sunset.
Yes. They
No.
did.
No.
We're here in the authority of the crown.
Fuck you! No crown orders me to do.
Technically, yes, you can say you are.
No, fuck
Fine.
no. The crown orders me what to
It's
do.
like, no asshole like me is gonna be ordering me to do what I do.
I'm an orc Pathfinder motherfucking ranger.
We're sort of crown adjacent.
So,
That means
you
we're not
feel-
in any way affiliated
We've
with
all become terrible
So, tell
Scots.
the people what you think about the crown.
Oh, I'd make a great. I could smelt it down, and turn it into something useful.
Crown adjacent. Like crown adjacent.
And they're just like pleading in their eyes of like, here,
We did just
Booze,
take out 4 of the
drink,
wee beasties.
drink booze.
Oh, all right.
How
Remember, you were saved, but not the crown.
Actually,
But
so
good
what are
people
your
doing
wounds?
Yes,
good things.
yes,
5.
yes.
The name of our group
Okay.
is called Crown Adjacent. It's the name of our
I'm gonna make a medicine check to heal
Okay.
wounds.
We never do
So-
this, and
Cool.
we should now. Yes, the recovery from after combat.
Uh-huh.
We roll
A cool.
a cool check, right?
Or I think some of you can do discipline.
Cool or discipline.
Yeah.
If I'm in the wilderness, I can use survival. But
You can use, which is a really cool talent.
because let's see, I have 1 green for my cool roll.
Uh-huh.
So how many
Sadly,
did you
you're
get
in
back?
a bar.
Strain? I got
No.
1 strain back.
No, I'm like, how many you?
How badly a wounded
How badly wounded?
Oh,
are you?
I have 5 wounds. So 12.
Okay, so I'm gonna how many against for a medicine?
So he's not at half yet, so let's get the Genesis book over to the healer. She wants to see how to do medicine because it's the first time Kelly the player has ever done a medicine
I
check.
believe it's 2 purple. Here.
I think if it's
Yeah,
less
like
than
that,
half.
like
3 is when you hit the halfway point.
Okay.
And are you wishing to use your healing herbs, which will give you an automatic success and advantage?
Well, actually, I want to use.
You can use more than 1 thing.
Okay, well then I'll use the healing word, the
Healing,
healing herbs.
She busts
Just
out
how
her magic
many-
herb. You have 2, I believe.
It just says healing herbs. It doesn't say how many.
It's good for multiple uses. So,
Okay.
So
So,
she's sprinkling the special herb on your wounds. So what do you do?
I am doing surgeon
Herb is.
2.
It's like Resident Evil, and you find herb. Healing
Okay.
herb.
Triumph.
Okay, we don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
Thankfully, it's
so,
triumph in 1 threat. It's a bead of strain comes down into you as
Hey,
you
I
feel.
just
Okay.
recovered a strain, so.
So,
So I will
how
say
many
triumph.
wounds?
It's full. You
Oh, okay.
you tend the wounds, and you basically.
well, then I'm not using surgeon
Why not?
Well, it doesn't
because
matter.
if you're the triumph takes care of
Your
it.
legs are covered in gauze that she's wrapped your bit of
Rub some
leg.
dirt in it, you'll be fine, lad.
How much difficulty did you roll?
She rolls
2
purple.
At less than half damage, one difficulty.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. So don't worry about the strain then. So basically, you give first aid to your warrior friend, and immediately, you know what it is? It's because the elf like that you used herbs. It's an elven thing.
It's true.
Until
Unlike
you
the
realize
British, we
it was-
actually enjoy spicy
It was
things.
dwarven herbs, which is something totally different.
Dwarves.
So how
Dwarves.
That's the
More
technical
fun.
term.
So did you roll your
More
cool?
of a mineral.
Dwarven herbs.
Okay. So for the cool, he has an advantage. How much strain does he get back?
I don't think you get any back for advantage.
No.
So what did you get for your cool? Did
I
you
didn't
cool
take
check?
any.
Do it. Are you
No
full on
strain.
strain?
I didn't take any strain or anything.
Okay.
Yeah. So we
Says the gal who threw the triumph.
well yeah. Since we don't do this, we don't
Science.
strain as much. So we need to remember to like use that strain for extra maneuvers
When you
because
hit
we know
encounters.
that we'll get a couple back.
Especially since
Yeah.
3 of you all use strain as your character's mechanics.
Yes, it is my primary
Especially
currency.
you two.
Yeah.
Okay, so the folks in the end are like, we the strange man came into town on his carriage, and of course when you describe
Oh, not
they
a
say
pale
carriage,
horse.
you guys are like, yeah, the guy in the little black carriage, super creepy. And they're like, yeah, that guy.
has a license plate? I am evil.
All we know is he took the carriage up to the
Evil
graveyard,
rocks.
and one sour guy that's been obviously just drinking out of a bucket of me, he's just like, nothing good's at that graveyard. ever since my great-great-great-great-grandpappy said they buried the headless bastard there.
What headless bastard are you referring to?
Which one?
Yeah.
It's like, which
Well-
one?
Would you like to roll a lore?
I would like to roll a lore.
It's going to be
About
against
how many headless
3
bastards are
purple.
living in this region?
But I'll give you a blue since you're a human and it's from the human kingdom that you're in. And you live in a library.
And what's the difficulty?
3 purple.
3 purple. Really?
Unless you want to use your super cool thing.
No, I don't think
No?
we're going to do that yet.
Not yet?
It's only a headless bastard if it's in the bastard region of Spain. Here, it's just a sparkling asshole. I have a triumph.
Immediately.
Man, I wish I could roll dice.
It's because you're in your finals. You can't roll for shit.
No.
You're burning all the karma in finals.
Yep, all gaming is useless. I shouldn't even show up on Sunday for Star Wars.
You should be good by
Successes
then.
and
You should have
advantage.
karma cleansed over Saturday.
And because I got a triumph,
Oh, really?
I get to add 2 bonus die
Yeah.
to my roll.
I don't know, the last roll I made for Star Wars ended up with the entire party in back to tanks.
But the entire party realized that there was a hologram using droid there with an exploding suitcase thrown at your face.
But that was the check before that.
Mm-hmm. So what did you get?
No threats.
Ooh.
5 successes and a triumph.
So immediately, as soon as he
Damn.
mentions this town,
Books are what I do. It's in my name.
the head that he stole from a
It's really not.
mausoleum,
It's really not your name.
the fact that this drunk trapper,
It is literally my name.
it is his name, you immediately have this like Sherlock Holmes mind palace connection of everything, and you immediately know that he is here for this crypt with a head, with the book of vile evilness to do something horrible,
Oh,
with
nuggets.
that headless bastard that you immediately go back that 964 years and 2 seasons ago. There was an evil human king here that was killed by the good line that you come from, and his headless corpse was buried in the mausoleum up the top of the hill.
Don't you know?
His head, because he was so evil,
you know?
was taken by the church and anointed and basically purified so he couldn't come back as something evil, and locked up in the mausoleum that you guys realized that was stolen, and immediately it's all just clicking in your head. That this evil necromancer is going to that mausoleum to do a horrible, horrible ritual. And since it's a triumph, this is just going to keep going with exposition.
Yeah.
And one of the gals go, "The strange man stole my baby." This woman's just been crying and crying. She finally lifts her head up.
baby!
"He stole my wee bairn." And immediately you're like, baby, ritual, sacrifice. This necromancer
Shoulders, knees, and toes!
is seeking to put the old evil warlord king back together and raise him as a
Yep.
death knight to be a big, scary, evil, bad death knight, which in this world, yes, a
As
death knight.
opposed to a cuddly nice one.
Yes?
Yeah.
I
The
mean, why
type
not?
that could possibly recommune with his old army and bring them all back from the dead, and something horrible could happen. You know
Then
that
we get army
you
of backers.
have, because again, triumph. You have to stop the ritual before
Klaatu,
midnight.
Verata.
So he said this nicely in like 2 minutes. I did it in like 15.
As he's flipping through his book.
Diagram. Math.
If anyone asks me what he's doing, I'm just going to be sitting there sipping my own. Jimmy Neutron's having his own brain blast.
So, if we kill the
Index.
baby, is that okay? Or is the next round to revive him? And it's
That is the final key to set off the ritual.
This is
Oh, so we have to not kill the baby.
this is officially called a Ghostbusters 2,
Alternatively,
where
alternatively, we could kill the baby
Early.
outside of. Yeah.
Yeah, because if we kill the baby early, then we don't
Let's
have to worry about it.
avoid killing the wee bairn.
And as soon as
Look
he
at her!
says,
She'll make more!
listen.
"Kill the baby,"
Damn.
she
Listen.
just goes,
Yeah.
"Ah!" and starts wailing so horribly, you start hearing bang, bang, bang back on the doors.
I'm
Bang,
not
bang, bang.
Listen,
Now she's waking the zombies.
there's a baby, and we just lost our scoundrel. So just his hat will probably fit. We won't be able to tell the difference.
Yo, if we're raising things as Death Knights, why not just raise the cuddly, sweet scoundrel as a Death Knight? The baby's gonna die. The baby's gonna die.
Apparently,
We
all
may
you
as well
need
get our
is a
partner back.
skull.
I mean, for all we know, he's still fine.
It's like, we
Dude,
don't have a
He's
life
come
in
back
do
from
we?
worse.
Do you have any ranks in Forbidden Knowledge?
Yes. I have a rank in forbidden knowledge.
So, just to answer a quick question, in Realms of Terrinoth, evil magic exists, but it's not available to player characters. Unless
I
they
have
get
a rank in
ranks-
forbidden knowledge.
Yeah, boy.
They get some ranks in Forbidden Knowledge, and they get a hold of things like an Evil Book of Evil that lets you use Forbidden Knowledge to use that book to
Yeah,
cast
yellow
evil,
and
dark,
3 greens.
blood,
Me too.
necromancy, the usual stuff as a Forbidden Knowledge thing.
So the important part is we need to get the book. And then I can raise you all as Death Knights.
This game
Oh,
is taking
actually-
a turn.
No,
Okay.
actually,
A
this is-
point of technicality. When you say raise, is it going to take 18 years for the baby to grow up?
No,
Or
no.
are we going to kill the baby
You
and then
murder
raise
the
it
Not
from the
baby.
dead?
killing the baby!
And its
Uh,
blood soaks into the corpse and brings it back
in-
as a Death Knight.
in all likelihood, I don't think we could do that because that's probably under the healing ones, the bringing things back
Oh,
from the dead,
divine.
and that's the divine
Yeah.
power.
Yeah.
So this guy's probably a cleric of some type.
Which is why he has the Evil Book of Evil
Yeah.
that lets him use Forbidden Knowledge to do that skull. So you have the widow with her missing child wailing,
Ugh,
horribly, hauntingly
she's a
loud.
widow too.
As
Poor lass can't catch a break.
as
And
you know,
she, unfortunately, this is the only child of hers that survived the plague, and
as the bar keeps
So
pointing
she
out,
caught one break.
there's
The
two
others
ways
died.
you could get
Wait,
out
wait,
of the inn.
no. I bet you that she's actually not a widow because that baby has to be a bastard for it to work.
Why does it have to be a bastard?
wait,
Because he was a right bastard.
no, like if she was married to someone up until like a month ago, and then he died, like that baby still is his.
He's legit.
Right.
So
That's
so
what I'm
even
saying.
worse for this poor woman. Her husband died in the last month. Oh.
As one of the bar guys looks out the shades that they closed and locked, he looks at the widow. Your husband's back and he's banging on the window.
God.
So the innkeeper tells you, you big damn heroes,
Okay.
there's two ways out of the inn, especially now that the dead have come back.
How many dead are there in front?
There are at least 7, maybe 12. You can't really tell if the shutters closed. It's probably more like three
Well-
groups of 3.
Are they minions?
That's the next question.
They seem to be very fragile.
Yeah. So, is there access to the roof or a second story?
So there is a second story, so which the innkeeper tells you that there's a wench up there for bringing barrels through they have almost like hay-to-loft doors.
They pay a wench to stay up there.
It's a fancy.
Twice as much on Tuesday.
Oh God. Winch.
You could
They
send
pay
out
a
the
wench
rope.
to operate a winch.
Basically, you'd have to
With a
take
wrench.
athletics rolls to get out, or you could try to sneak through the attic. There's an attic underneath with the classic double doors that open that they don't seem to be attacking whatsoever.
Ah, yes, the classic attic below ground.
Yes. Balatic.
Oh,
I think you can take care of this problem for the town. I'd feel more comfortable if we actually took care of the.
I mean,
the
are
zombies.
these the only zombies that are in the town, or is it just
There's a
couple
couple
of
more
them?
groups, but this is the big congregation of them.
I just want her to go crazy and just start
Oh,
cackling maniacally
it's
and throwing
almost-
I do too.
It's almost like a necromancer said, kill anything that moves, and just left his zombies to keep him busy while he's doing his real work.
Aw.
almost
it's
sleep
my
time.
time.
Oh, you're all gonna feel the wrath of my haggis.
So what I recommend is that we get a drink and then sit on the windowsills and watch. Because this is going to be entertaining.
Yeah.
They're attacking, correct?
They're beating on the
They're
shutters.
beating on the shutters. Okay. How flammable is the inn?
Yes.
I'm not gonna use fire.
Every other fantasy
It
building,
is raining.
the thatch could go up any second from
Oh,
a single ember from a pipe.
It is raining. I'm just gonna point that
We
out.
get some alcohol, we go up to the top story, we pour the alcohol on the zombies,
I thought you
we
were gonna say
drop
the
some
roof.
fire, they go poof!
Look,
I thought you liked blowing things
I
up!
do.
If we
I
burn,
do.
If we burn down the town, we kill all the zombies.
And you get rid of the corpses so they don't become zombies.
No, but so your special ability doesn't use rolls, correct?
No.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
pretty
So
much
it, like so
gets the-
cinematically,
I'll
she
just
could
get
just
to
be like,
So you guys pull down the wench.
Let me
So you
get
can
some
hook
of
it
that
on her and-
100 proof.
You kind of swing her out using the pulley system so she's hanging safely.
Luck-
Mama took cocktails.
Luckily, she's picked up a few of the 100 proof haggises that
I
they've
got
got
a
back
so,
there.
so how does your
I got a
ability
big
work?
harness.
So how does your ability work?
Alcohol
Okay,
haggis.
I'm gonna spend a story point.
Okay, she's spending a story
Okay,
point.
alcohol.
Activate my ability, my latest experiment.
So what is your latest experiment?
Oh, it's a special
It's
wick that
important
I
to be
can
drunk
use
and work.
with any type of high proof alcohol.
Oh, so it's an additive.
Yes.
Just drip and immediately it's like Tom and Jerry cartoon style.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. It makes it far more potent.
One drip and you've seen an atomic bomb go off.
So needless to say,
Mushroom cloud.
for your first incidentally you vaporize a group of 3.
So I'll just load up a few of these test tubes with the little wicks, and I got my torches ready. Let's do this!
All right.
That's
Hang
what it
me,
is.
swing me from the dumb the witch.
So you guys swing her out.
Can I use a range to help?
I
Since he's
don't
on
think
the
she-
wind-
I didn't
I
need
can
the
help.
help.
That's the thing. She can blow up minion groups.
No. To help move her.
Oh no, that would just be someone has to roll me in athletics for holding her on.
I'll do it.
Actually,
No, this is an absurdly terrible.
Is someone good at this? And by the way, the bar patrons will gladly help and give you whoever does it a blue.
Right.
Okay.
Man, the
Against-
water buckets,
against
just
two
in
purple.
case.
Two purple.
Yep.
Okay.
This is a
Let's
bar,
do this.
not a feed barn. There is no water here.
So
Better than I am.
It's gonna be a hot time in the old
High
town
school
tonight.
is better than yours.
Okay. I was hoping I could get some strain back.
I mean, I also need strain back.
Good.
Probably not as badly as you do. But I mean, you go ahead.
You should roll just to see
as they're
how
fighting
terribly
over
you
who's
go.
lifting you out the window.
I want to see you get two despairs.
No, this is just an athletics roll. You can aim at the rope
Oh,
before
that's
you
not
grab
bad.
it,
You
but
would have succeeded.
No, I
No,
wouldn't.
you wouldn't have.
I would not have succeeded. I would have gotten 3 advantages.
it's
And
good to
this is
know
I'm
ridiculous.
gonna be dropped in the mud here.
you're not the
I
only
wasn't
one.
doing it.
Wow.
No, you're not the only one that wouldn't have succeeded.
I've got a
A
safety
failure
harness
and
on
2 advantage.
with an anchor.
So what would you like to do with your 2 advantage as all of a sudden the rope snaps and you hear the
Good thing I've got a safety harness.
no,
Well,
that's the
I
problem.
wanna
Is the
get-
rope you're being held up on just broke.
I want to get 2 of the strain back.
Okay, so you get 2 of your strain as you see the rope going up,
I know.
and you're hearing the whiz as the dwarf is disappearing. As all of a sudden there's explosions, and she's disappearing into this mushroom cloud.
It smells strongly of alcohol and
You said it'd be fun to
bacon.
watch.
So you're falling. It's going to hurt. Give me an athletics roll.
I'm a dwarf.
I'm a dwarf.
I'm a dwarf.
Alright. Oh my god, it's only 2.
And the rope broke.
And the rope broke.
The rope
Yeah.
broke. Wasn't my fault.
And it's going to be against 1 purple. That's all the distance you're falling. So what you're doing for falling damage is you're wanting to mitigate the damage. So you want a bunch of successes.
Yeah.
As
I'm
opposed
too
to
great.
normal.
You got 2 light side points if you want to spend one. I mean, you only have a soak of 3.
Woohoo! Oh shit! I got 1 success.
So you go zipping down, and you got a soak of 3. It's not bad. You're just like, oh, this is gonna hurt. As you're using your action as an incidental to shoot more explosives out, so that there's animated corpses exploding and vaporizing in the wind. You're inhaling the intoxicants. I love the smell of dwarven napalm in the morning. As you hit the ground hard.
The mud. It's nice and soft and squishy.
I'll give you a blue dice for the mud. I was waiting for you to suggest that the mud would make this easier to land.
Yes.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. So, it's going to be 7 points of damage before your soak.
Before the soak.
So 4 points of damage as you hit the mud hard. You find the one piece of zombie skull in the mud as you vaporized it. As you look up and the rest of the rope just...
You make it, bastard!
But on the plus side, your last action was vaporizing the last group around the inn. You do see that there's like 1 or 2 animated dead attacking buildings in the way, but then you look up in the hill, and in this dark, moonless night, as you look up at the hill, you see this purplish black glow come from what obviously must be the graveyard. As you almost swear you're seeing like black smoky tendrils wafting around the graveyard.
Yay.
Some scary shit. As blue and pink
Actually,
fumes.
I'm wondering what causes that. Is that like a, I'll have to make some notes.
It's necromancy farts.
Well, that necrotic
I'll
halitosis is something vicious.
In the end,
It's all those
Okay.
bodily gases
who's got
escaping the
extra
corpses.
daggers? We need them.
And immediately, like, everyone in the bar pulls out their dagger and hands you a dagger. They're all like, take my knife! You've got my knife! No, I'm not going. You got my knife!
These are all family
That's
heirlooms,
what
though.
You've got
So
my
how
ass.
many
As soon
do
as
I
you
get?
come out the
So
door,
you get a total of 8 daggers on you.
Thank you.
You have
as
daggers
soon
for
as he
days.
comes out the door, I'm kicking him in the shin.
But the good news is, he looks
Wait,
like
are there any zombies
he's,
left down there?
He's
No.
busy.
Okay.
Her ability helped her vaporize all of them by the time you guys get out there. You open the door, there's
he's
like
busy
one
putting nice shiny
One last
daggers.
explosion, and that's the last of the bodies. Is literally there's body parts raining down on the building. Ticker, 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 ticker.
Well,
Take care of our friend.
Okay, I'm gonna do medicine.
As you point to the
spear?
corpse,
okay.
it's really just the backpack with the torso still attached.
No, we took the backpack.
So what, someone's got a backpack in the front now.
Oh, synchronized looting. That's what that
Oh, sweet.
You both looted so fast, you took each other's backpacks.
Okay,
is. You're both grabbing the backpack.
So what are you
going,
doing?
I'm doing a medicine check.
Well, no, we
On
took the
what?
backpack
To heal
before,
my wounds?
before we came in there.
Okay, so you're basically outside doing first aid on
Yeah,
yourself. Okay.
exactly. So I got 3 successes and 2 advantages. So
Did
if
you
I
even look at medicine yet to see what that gives
no,
you
I
back?
don't have them.
There it is. Ooh, I rolled right to it. Rolled.
It's because the book knew you were there.
Okay,
So our medic learns about medicine since it is her first time she's ever done
It is increased difficulty to do it on yourself.
Okay.
Because if you've ever bandaged yourself, it's a bitch.
Do any of you guys heal?
I had a bad tooth once, and you rip his mouth open. You see this like crater where obviously there's
Like, crap.
I knocked it out with that dagger.
You can have
Okay. So now
The dagger's
look at
name is
number
the
of
Good Doctor.
successes.
Okay.
It's just a scalpel.
It's actually more of a hammer.
Because yes, you can use that to help with strength.
The only tool you got is a hammer.
When the
Every
only tool you
job
got
looks
is an
like a
ice
tooth.
skate, you use an ice skate.
Oh, freaking hell.
What? Oh, that extra purple?
Increases the difficulty by 2.
By 2.
By 2? I thought it was just by 1.
No,
Oh, by
it says
2, but
increases it by 2.
If you do it on your own, on yourself.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Wow. I thought it was just 1 too.
Fudge.
So you still heal a point back.
Okay,
You get
What?
some strength.
What?
I didn't take any strength.
And did you
But
use your
I'm
herbs?
using Surgeon 2 and
Oh,
herbs.
Surgeon 2 and herbs.
So, that gives me the blue die for there. But I get 2 back also from the, so I'm...
And you get the success and advantage from the herbs.
Exactly. So I'm actually healed.
So she's busy bandaging her ankles up, going, you're not the only one with a bad leg today. Okay.
Next time you need medicine done, you should let me do medicine on you, but
Help.
do the
Give
do
you
the
the
help.
herbs.
So you upgrade, because you have the same intel.
Okay.
Then you're not doing it on yourself, and we get rid of the purple.
Yeah.
Okay.
You basically boss him around to do it right. Because
I'm
doctors make the worst
still gonna
patients.
kick him in the shin.
Which one?
So
Him.
you all come out, you see there's like still smoke of different colors, all pastel colors coming off the ground, like what the hell happened out here?
Lime green smoke.
And you all see the far off graveyard with the
Kick him in the shin.
wispy,
Call him a clumsy baboon.
wifty clouds of darkness.
Buffoon.
You guys go running towards there? Yes?
I guess we'll
I'm
plug
gonna.
along.
I'll catch
What
you.
happened? Bring your horses back.
The horse
You really
comes-
want to get them eaten.
They haven't gotten eaten by now. They're fine.
Well, you
I'd
guys
mu-
safely
I'd much
let them
rather
loose
ride
outside of
anyways.
town.
And like, I have a sore leg.
Okay, so you guys get
So
on the
we should ride.
horses.
Do you need me to boost you up?
Ooh. Or cute. Okay, so you guys, all your horses, you know,
I make an obscene gesture at the orc.
you're big damn heroes. These horses have been your friends for a while. They immediately show up when you guys whistle. Everybody give me a ride roll against 3 purple as you're riding through the muck.
I'm gonna walk.
I will walk.
You can ride on their horses if you want.
What's it against?
Your ride skill.
No, like how many
3
purple?
purple.
3
3
purple.
Oh, fuck that. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Walk.
Okay, so immediately his horse is like, we can do this, and y'all
My
like,
ride skill is
we're
2
gonna
green.
break our fucking
Huh?
necks.
2 green.
Yeah, 2 green. I'm like,
Yeah, my ride is 3 green and a black.
yeah.
Heavy armor and a shield sucks.
It's not the shield, it's the armor.
Uh-huh.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
the armor
It's
saved
that
your ass,
piece.
though.
It's that piece right there. That means riding a horse is very difficult.
You need the Mongolian saddle, not the European saddle. Okay, so you guys basically are running through the town. Are you being sneaky? Are you being fast? How are you gonna angle through the town? So are we talking like an athletics roll or a stealth roll?
I get blacks on both of those.
I was just
Neither-
saying, both of them are the same, so it didn't
I'm
matter.
better sneaking, but sneak is usually the worst
Yeah.
person in the group.
I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am at 2 green regardless.
I'm
So,
I
Like I am better at athletics than I am at stealth.
I feel like my character
Okay.
would rather hide.
So
but
especially since your wizard told you this is a time-sensitive thing, and has anyone looked at the clock?
what is it
There's
called?
a clock.
The timepiece that is the hourglass, as the sands of your day.
Well, I'm too tired to be fussing. Let's just go.
Again,
I can tell you. So you're athleticsing?
I
Okay,
Why?
so I only need half the group to succeed
Against.
against that same 3 purple.
Well, either way, it's writing.
But you probably want the best person to roll first so we can pass blues along the way.
Who's the best person? You?
I've got 3 athletics.
You're the best.
3
What
green.
are you?
3 green.
Okay. Yeah.
Technically, the
Well,
next
he is
warrior's
actually.
the best.
But he's
But
he's
he's
got,
got more
more skill, but he
negatives.
has a black die.
But there is
But I
some
think
light side
there's a
points,
chance that
I mean.
he'll triumph. So
My yellow dice have betrayed me this entire time.
Well, let's,
I have faith in
let's
them.
upgrade one of
that
yours.
just means he's due.
I have faith. They've been recharged now.
Think of the heart.
See?
They worked, but not well enough.
As your armor is just slogging
Clonk,
you
clonk,
down.
clonk.
So who's going next?
He's got the next best.
So we don't stop the bad guys. Oh, what
Son
stops
of a
you?
bitch.
Literally a
Again.
freaking wash again.
No pressure. It's on you.
Alright, and we have the exact same roll.
So we failed
Alright.
to stop the bad guy. Oh, what stopped you? We just
The
couldn't-
mud.
We just couldn't climb this fucking hill.
Okay. Hey,
Wait a
actually,
second. Does the mud count as difficult terrain?
Yes, it does. That's why it's 3 purple.
So I have Swift, and it just says does not require extra maneuvers,
Oh, don't worry about that.
but I should be able to move through easier.
I'll give you a blue dice. How about that? Let's see what the blue dice gives you.
Literally anything.
Yes!
So a
Literally,
success and an advantage.
I got a success. I got 2 successes and a threat.
So take a strain because you're wasting. At one point, she steps and then steps out because she's sturdy. Dwarves are sturdy.
And I am now back
So
down to half.
2
So
of us
this
have
is
succeeded,
half.
So
So don't get your book wet. Robes and deep mud don't work well together. Surprised you didn't use enhancement magic.
The X's, there's fails, yeah.
One
I
failure.
thought you couldn't do that.
No.
Well, there's
No,
different
one
types
threat.
of magic he can do.
I don't know.
Oh.
I thought the enhancement magic was
Damn
like
it.
healing.
No, that's divine.
Oh.
Okay,
Right,
so
success
I
and threat.
succeeded with 2 threat.
Okay, so go ahead and take 2 strain as you're pulling your book, keeping it out of the mud. As you guys powered up this hill.
With me lagging behind.
Oh no, they pulled you along. It's
That's what
swamp
the
with
wizard's
no
for.
hope. So on the plus side, that means you have more time than the 4 rounds you would have had. You have 9 rounds.
Oh boy.
As you get to the crypt, and you can see the door's been like destroyed open. There's footprints leading out of the crypt. Obviously, you've been using some terms to summon some dead to go after the townsfolk. And who's gonna lead the way into the crypt?
does this require like a survival or something?
Give me a perception roll. I
Perception.
think I know who's gonna go for that one. You have somebody that's really good with perception. Against
Ooh,
2
yeah.
purple and a black. Unless you have something that lets you take blacks away.
Not true perception.
Okay.
Wow.
Kind of an advantage.
Okay, so as soon as you get into the mausoleum, it leads down to catacombs underneath. A couple busted gates there gives you kind of the way, but you guys get kind of distracted. What would you like to use with the advantage? You get strain back.
I'll get the string back.
Okay. So finally, after it seems like forever,
3 advantage back.
in fact, your head start goes down to only 7 rounds.
Da, da, da.
You guys get to where it's got to be the right place because you're hearing the chanting. It was echoing off the hallway and things. Now it's distinctly clear that you hear the chanting. And as you come through, with an eye shot, there's like a single torch lighting up the area just enough that you see there's a animated corpse. We can cover that up because you're in the muslin. You guys are coming down this way. Stairs go down. They end at a short distance from the bottom of the stairs to here.
Do
you
we
see
hear the baby?
You hear a baby crying, but the big thing is the
Well, I'm just checking to see
and
if the Baron's
you're
still
seeing
alive.
like from the corners of the room tendrils of darkness. You can feel the ice cold necromantic evilness of the ritual that's happening.
Yeah. we gotta
And
stop
it's
him.
building up an energy that's palatable at this point. You know bad things are happening. You guys are at the top of the stairs. As soon as you go, these guys like immediately look right at you.
Let
They
me
realize you're
log
there.
something as soon as we get there. Okay.
So go ahead and roll initiative.
Cool or vigilance?
I'm gonna say vigilance, since you guys were busting ass to get up here.
Vitally around, please.
I got success and advantage.
That's not bad.
Ooh, triumph!
For cool.
And advantage.
I have yellow.
He said vigilance though.
Yeah. Oh, I have 3.
So triumph. Okay.
I got the same
Actually,
thing as
got a
everyone
triumph,
else.
a success,
and
and
an advantage. What did you
Pulled a hat trick. So what'd you get?
1 and 2. Slightly better than
3 and 2.
Damn. Okay, so it's gonna be ugly.
See, my greens don't as much. It's just my yellows.
So you guys are at the top of the stairs. You're coming down. You see them, they see you. Thanks to your Pathfinder's guiding here, you've got the jump on them. So who's going first? They. There's 2 animated corpses that were standing guard.
Are they minions?
There's 2 animated corpses standing.
Okay, if they're.
I will buff him so that he takes less damage, and I think I'll go first to do it.
Okay, so immediately you go.
Yeah, time for Shield of Knowledge.
So what's the order?
It's 3 of you, 2 of them, and 1 of you.
Do these look as fragile as the others?
Yes, they do. Wasn't just gonna say yes to minions. I wanted more out of
These
you.
are threats or failures?
Threats.
The circles are threats.
Okay, threats.
It's a lot of threat.
That is a lot of threat, but
Apparently your magic casting is doing bad things in this place. All that necromantic energy.
and a triumph.
And a triumph.
So a triumph, 3 success, and 3 threat.
3
2,
threat.
yes.
3 threats. So what are you gonna do your triumph
So
for?
first things first, I'm casting. I already counted this. Okay. I'm casting Shield of Knowledge of him.
Okay.
On him.
With 3 successes.
With 3 successes, which means that he negates 2 points of damage. I also did it with the reflection quality, which means that if the opponents make a magic attack against them and generate 3 threat or a 3 circles. What are the
Three
circles?
threats.
3 threat or a despair. Then they suffer a hit, dealing the same amount of damage that they would have dealt him.
That goes great with the 4 melee defense I have.
Yeah, they don't even have to hit you. They just have to swing at you to take that damage.
Yep.
So magical energy just rebounds.
3 threat.
3 threat. So for the 3 threat, all other spellcasters and creatures attuned to magical energy within a day's travel become aware of the character, and depending on their disposition, may be interested in finding them and doing them harm. So immediately, because you tapped into the primal magic energy and there's so much
Yeah.
dark taintiness here,
This got
immediately
sees
your
you.
eyes glowed and you repelled the evil necromantic energy with your pure magic of the weave, and you set off fire alarms all across the county.
Basically, there's a big neon flashing sign above your head saying, "Over here! Over here!"
So you are bolstered with amazing protective magic.
Technically, that's not a bad thing.
You're
Because
shimmering.
If we fail, there's a lot more mages coming.
Well,
For my triumph, can I get an additional target?
Sure. Because it's for an advantage, right?
It's 1 more difficulty, is what it is.
I'll give it to you. So immediately the energy, you just grab and pull the energy and just slap the shield on your Pathfinder as well. I mean, it's a motherfucking triumph. Okay, so you're seeing these 2 paragons glowing with magical energy. He's a big damn wizard. He's got the whole Mickey Mouse thing going with his robes. So who's going next?
I'm going. And I'm going to basically throw them at the 2.
Okay, so what are you throwing?
I am my latest experiment.
Does that require a story point?
Burning the last story
Oh,
point?
that's true.
You can do it. Go for it.
No, I mean, we have heavy ass shields, and I can definitely take a hit.
Yeah, but they're coming after me.
But we're in the way.
Hopefully. Yes.
All right, I'll just throw a bomb.
Okay.
No.
Just throw a bomb.
Do this. We're limited on time.
You do also have
we haven't even
bombs.
gotten to the main guy
Yeah,
yet.
but they're undead. Who cares?
We haven't even gotten to the main
It's
guy
not like
yet.
that's
Let's
their
get rid of-
biggest.
Okay.
Let's get rid of these people as quickly as possible.
Okay,
Well, if they're
human.
minions, we can
Hold it.
dispatch them pretty
You're the
quickly.
human. You remember you can still
We already
win
did.
back.
I already did.
Oh.
You already did that. That was
That's the
pretty
reason we
nice.
have one.
I don't know. It took us 3 rounds to get rid of the other ones. That
Yeah, but those were
basically-
rival level.
Those were
Those were a
weren't
lot
minions.
tougher.
Oh, okay. Oh,
These
okay.
are like the zombie she vaporized outside the inn.
Oh,
Exactly.
okay.
Like we can dispatch these pretty easily.
Oh, okay.
All right
Try
then.
the fancy new crossbow you have.
True. I
Do you
haven't
have a
tried
fancy
that.
crossbow?
It's so pretty.
Yeah. against. It's short
Well,
range,
you
right?
also
Short
you,
range,
You,
yes.
also,
That's one.
Yep.
you also get a blue for the superior quality.
It's
and
superior.
a blue because you're gonna aim with your extra maneuver.
Oh, I am. I'm going for the first little wee beastie.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, right.
Three
yeah.
success.
Mhm, 3 success.
So what's the damage of that?
9.
9. And does it have
Plus
any
three.
properties like piercing?
It doesn't say
Reinforced
actually.
superior.
It's
No.
just reinforced superior.
So it's just gonna be 12 damage.
Just 12 damage.
Just 12 damage. As she lines up your dear friend's crossbow, you can smell his musk. He always wore too much perfume.
He didn't challenge.
You know, he wore too much perfume and didn't shower. That horrible
Ugh.
combination. As you crank that
As
bolt
long as
out.
it's not Axe body spray.
I'm just. I was literally just imagining Axe body spray in a locker room.
No,
That
that's
exact smell.
in our Dinos and Dungeons game.
Yeah,
Axe
that's
body
right.
spray for our
Ugh.
half.
The
So
island of Axe Body.
the arrow goes through this one's skull,
Yay.
shattering it into that one, driving them both into the wall where they explode.
Because it's one minion group and you did more than 10 damage.
Oh,
Right.
Okay.
This is a
There
good,
you
this is
go.
a good crossbow you got there.
Yeah.
Oh, Theoden, thank you kindly. I know he would have wanted me to have it.
Oh, he
Oh.
loves shooting things
Yeah.
in the head. Yeah, no, this is exactly what he'd want to do with his crossbow.
In memory of you.
So who's going next?
Well, I mean, they're dead now, right?
Yeah,
those who
they're
are dead.
re-dead now.
Yeah.
Meat shields go.
Those are actually the undead are now dead.
Yeah. All right, let's
Okay.
move forward.
let
I
me
guess.
go. Let me go next because I can do maneuver and he knows we're here.
Oh, yeah, I
I
see he
can-
does.
Here's
Boy.
There's
the
a big
book.
magic neon sign over that one over there.
The book is up here on the top of the stairs.
I can do.
Our little chaotic short pint.
I'm not that short.
Our killer.
It's not like I'm a gnome.
Oh no.
I don't see any
since
real
you're
difference
in-
between you
yeah,
and
okay.
I.
Actually, you've got more armor,
Yeah.
so you want to go?
Yeah. I'll move forward.
Okay, so as soon as you take that short movement down to here, you immediately realize there's 2 more skeletons there.
Oh shit.
Well, am I now at short? Am I at short range with them, or am I in close?
Can
You're
you
just
get
out of
engaged?
engaged. You want to take 2 strain, you can walk right up on 'em.
I don't want to take 2 strain though.
And
So
there's
I'm just
like
gonna-
tons of dark tendrils and cobwebs here, and you know without a shadow of a doubt that pretty much right there is the big bad of doing something with a baby held up, like poor baby's like dangled by ropes.
Oh,
So, we're
So,
at 5 turns still?
Not that was
You're at 7 turns.
Oh. Okay. We're at 7 turns.
So at the end of this round, it will be 6, and then I can use the dice to hit the counter.
So I'm gonna say, hey guys, get down here, let's go.
Okay.
As I
which
field
was
commander.
already our plan.
Ooh,
so makes
ooh,
perfect
you're
sense.
using Field Commander, which is a
and
cool.
washing.
Damn it.
Okay, so.
Because he's got the thing called Field Commander that lets him give you guys maneuvers.
Do you remember when I was playing a
Which one?
scoundrel and was washing on every one of my rolls?
No, you're the red.
I'm the red one?
Yep.
So
This is
I can
ridiculous.
do
I have
the
not
maneuver,
had a
correct?
successful
Well, actually,
roll.
it's their turn.
This
before
game.
Your turn.
Okay.
Since you'll be going last.
The
this
closest
round.
I've gotten is a wash.
Okay, so immediately now knowing that
you're
there's
just
a
saving up all
wizard
your
coming in
rolls
here.
right now.
For when it counts.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Are-
to the big bad guy and roll a spare on a black die.
Our dear necromancer is going to take a brief moment to pause and cast a spell to summon some allies.
We interrupted this
Other than
sacrifice.
broadcast.
Ooh, shit. So 3 successes but 4 failures. So he summon undead army, and he used. I said the words. Klaatu, Varakton.
The baby peed on him at that
Copyright
time.
It
And
is.
it's just like,
The child.
The child.
The child. All of a sudden, you get this cute little Yoda smile, baby Yoda smiling.
Speaking of that,
There's only one thing
Yes.
worse than a rapist. A child. No.
Well, have you seen Mandalorian?
Yeah.
The child. So with his 3 advantages, he is going to give his minions, who he was going to say, like, all 18 of you attack, and he didn't summon any of these dead corpses. It's not the mummy. To go get them, to give a free maneuver to these guys to move forward.
I couldn't have done that before.
Nope.
Dick.
And he continues the ceremony doing its thing. Now it's these guys' turn. And they're going to attack because that's what they do with their nasty old rusty blades.
Don't forget about
What's
the
your defense?
4 black dice.
4 black die.
And they will aim since they were given a free maneuver to come after you. And you know what? We're gonna upgrade that.
Okay.
Bring it.
I welcome
Bring
the
it.
double try to roll.
Okay, you really gotta separate.
I said double triumph. I was only half right.
Oh, sad as well. So that takes out that. We have
Not a
a
great roll for
threat
them regardless.
and a triumph.
Okay, now please move the dice away so we can all see what they actually are.
What is your thing?
Because you roll them into other dice, so it gets
But I can keep track. So they're going to hit you for 7 points of damage.
Great,
no.
that's 0 damage.
And for the triumph,
What are you gonna do? Knock me into the mud again?
They might as well be just making faces at you.
Another one shows up.
one of them reassembles himself. His dark
Oh, okay.
tendril of energy.
Yeah, but he's spirit to the wall.
No, not the first one with the arrow went through his head, and he reassembles himself. It's something nice that certain undead can do. With if you give me some threats or despair, they can come back. So,
Next one.
so that's gonna be our orc's turn.
Okay.
Remember,
So,
they attack us.
Since now they're closer,
Uh-huh.
I can do the one maneuver
Okay.
and a straight attack.
Yep, you can get like basically over here next to your buddy.
I would, if you can leave me the far one that I can actually
That
hit,
one?
yeah, it would be more helpful to me than the ones I can't see.
Unless he does some cool whirling dervish 2-weapon thing that becomes a 3rd weapon somehow in the going. In the coming, in the going.
So it's 2 with green plus 2 damage. 2 purple.
Yep. We're now at 6 rounds before the baby needs to be executed.
Dun, dun, dun.
Wow.
If you just throw a firebomb in there, the baby's dead and the thing's done.
Well, I
That
was gonna
would beat
nuke
the-
them, but
That would beat the ritual.
I don't want to kill the wee little bairn.
To think.
I don't want a death knight. Which one's a
I-
greater
if-
concern?
I threw this against that and had more failures. Worst magic ever.
Hey,
Of course,
now you know how
I
I feel
am
about
reckless.
literally everything I've done.
Of course, I am
If
reckless.
we get closer, yeah, we're killing the
I
baby.
don't always think about the risks of my.
The orc's already thinking, yeah, we're gonna eat the baby. So you're whirling dervish, dagger and spear doing its thing.
2, yeah, double weapon. So,
Dice have not been coming.
well, those are threats.
Yep.
It's a misfit adventure if I've ever seen one.
So, 1 success
So 1 success
and 2
and
threats.
2 threats.
Okay.
Couldn't it give me
So-
3 threats to get my other guy back?
No. No.
So, 8 damage with the spear and 5 damage with the dagger.
Okay, so immediately you come in, you spear this guy, and his head explodes. And then your dagger, realizing that he's dead, as you're following through with the dagger, you just carry the dagger through and hit for this guy. How much damage was the dagger?
5.
5? Okay, and that one kind of explodes, but he's barely hanging on. Okay, so top of the round, you have 6 turns before the ritual is complete.
Are there any more undead in there?
You don't see any, no.
I will re-up the shield spell,
Okay, so you
Sweet.
continue the concentration.
and I'm going to arcane spear the one that I can see.
Okay.
I'm not going to make anything fancy with it because
Just
I
a-
want to
just
recover
a basic-
strain. I want to recover strain with it.
You have faith that you can put it back down.
So,
That'll work.
this is
11 damage. Yeah.
How much damage?
12 damage.
It explodes.
12 damage and,
You hit it and it just vaporizes.
and 2 advantage.
And 2 advantage to get some strain back.
Yes.
It's because it's your cantrip. You're used to casting.
I think
so
this
it's
is the
very
purpose of it.
soothing. It's you like to sit there and put cans up and shoot the spell off. Okay, so
Yes.
that was the first spot. Who's taking the second spot?
I'm gonna charge.
Oh.
You know the Danny DeVito meme? So
Okay,
anyway, I
wait.
started
I
blasting.
also want to suffer 2 more strain to get my reckless charge for next turn.
Okay, so you're activating that. Okay. So you're charging in there. Now it's medium range, so you're only going to be able to get halfway with 1 maneuver.
Oh,
You can strain your butt.
So you're taking 2 strain to get all the way in there.
Do it.
You see this goth, scary necromancer, pasty skin, looks slightly withered, you know, big scary staff, evil book laying there underneath the baby, a little bit of piddle in the book.
I'm gonna stab Billy Joe Armstrong.
Stab him in the stab.
Because that's who that is, isn't it?
So he has defense 1 against melee, and I'm going to activate his adversary 1 to upgrade the difficulty of the attack. And checking that thing and that thing and that thing and that thing and that thing. Okay, that's
Remember that you guys have the ability to reflect spells if he rolls poorly. So given the opportunity to give him negatives can benefit you disproportionately.
this is true.
Would stun damage hurt the baby?
It would stun the baby, but it wouldn't kill the baby. It's non-lethal.
It stunned the baby.
She throws a lightning ball
not
and
sure
hits
the
all
lightning-
3 of you. Except when it hits that shield, reflects back at her.
That'd be my luck.
You're like, are you good? And the little smoking door pan sticks up.
Stab.
Yes!
Hey, look at that!
I'll take 9 damage for 1,000, Alex.
Okay, so a little bit of damage there got through.
You also have an advantage.
Yeah, which I'll use to regain some of my fucking strain, like a wizard or something.
Because you just ran past him and went, Foil Necromancer!
You're just super happy that he succeeded at something. You're like, holy shit!
It's like, I can't hit minions, I can only hit big bad guys. That's all I can do.
This is my job.
Fuck bitches, stab bad guys.
That's right.
That's it.
Okay, so that was the second slot.
Yeah.
Who's taking the third slot?
Do you want to take it or
I'm
can
pretty
I take it?
Yeah.
you can take it?
Okay. So it's 2 maneuvers to get to him?
Yep.
Okay.
Nope.
You're
That's-
the
That's
the
the
red.
skeleton.
Right.
Yeah, you can leave this guy.
So is
Leave
this
that
one
for
dead?
you.
You were also,
No,
yep,
that's your
No,
job.
it's
We
Okay.
can take care of that one.
as you also follow, like,
And that's
wait
how much
for
strain?
me!
2? Okay.
2 more strain for doing a double maneuver, which means you can't aim or do anything else that requires a maneuver.
Just stab him.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
You
So
have to-
that
you have to-
means that I can't do the dual
Wielding thing.
wield.
Can you
Or-
throw your spear or
Or
something like that?
it
though?
just means you'll add an extra purple to do dual wield. And you need
Okay.
2 advantage for the second weapon to hit. Basically, it just
Okay,
means it's
because
undoing
I
your
wanna-
cool thing.
I want to use that for my attack.
The reckless.
Does this game give bonuses for ganging up on one person?
Not really.
Not
I don't
really, no.
remember.
There's this
Attack
So
house.
which ability are you using?
Well, I'm using the reckless charge that I used last turn.
That you charged up.
This one.
Yeah.
I thought I'd be able to get to him easier with the dual wield, but I'll take the extra purple for the dual wield.
Okay. So, but what are those extra dice? Because that's a lot of extra dice.
After engaging an enemy, may suffer 2 strain.
Okay, so you have to be engaged with them, and it basically means you.
I was engaged with the other guy last round.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, no, with your target though, because what
That's
it
not
is
what it
it's winning. After engaging an enemy, may suffer 2 strain to add 2 advantage and 2 threats to the next melee attack this turn. So basically, it means you're recklessly attacking them. So it's whoever you're going after. So you can still do it. You can, once you're engaged with him, suffer the 2 strain, and you now have 2 successes and 2 threats.
Okay, so can I not have done it last turn?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So we'll just say you take the strain now, so
Yeah.
you don't have to worry
Yeah,
about
because
raising.
I would have read it.
Yeah.
So you basically double move in there, and then you're like, "Rah!" You're basically
How
opening
about the
yourself
orc
up
shove you?
and going full offense, no defense, which is why it's generating the 2 threat. Which
Why all
means
dice?
it will take
Wait,
take
2
away the
threat?
dice. Yeah,
You
it's,
get an
it's because you're opening yourself up. You get 2 success and 2
2
threat.
You just
auto-
add
not
Yeah,
the
they're
dice.
no
not-
dice. Yeah, it's 2
Two
auto
auto
success
success
because
and
you're just
2
going
auto
straight
threat.
offense on
Okay.
them.
Yeah.
The 2 threat is because you may get attacked, or you know,
Okay.
you might roll an extra threat for me, and all of a sudden a bunch of those undead animate again. And
Well, if I'm taking 2 extra threat, there's no way I'm going to get the
the extra attack that
the
takes 2
extra attack
advantage.
with the
So you may as
takes
well,
2
you
advantage.
may as well only attack with one.
So I'll
Okay.
only attack with the spear.
Okay, and the odds are you will get those advantage now, because they're evil.
Never tell me the odds.
And he has one. He has defense 1, so that's the black dice you got there.
Gonna need another black dice. 'cause
Oh.
I'm adding 2.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No adversary?
Yeah, adversary. So
One
extra-
purple goes to a red.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, I forgot.
Unless it's higher level adversary.
No, it's only adversary 1.
Wow. This
Yep.
is not turning as well as
He's supposed to be like Vader. He's not supposed to die in a single shot. Which is why he's just like, you scratched me with that badass attack you just took.
The only successful roll I've made the entire night.
You've been charging this roll. You were the one who killed my father. You are the 6-fingered man prepared to die. So remember, you have 2 successes already.
2 successes.
Those 2 threat get taken away by the yellow die.
Those 2 threat.
There's
So-
a purple threat and a black.
Well, no, take that out. That's the 2 that you
That's the two
automatically
that I
have.
automatically had. Right.
And now take the X's and the starbursts.
Okay, here.
And that starburst from the red X. So this guy and
This guy.
and then one of those, take out that, so you have 1 advantage. It's a wash. So
It's a wash.
it's a wash. It's
Wait,
you.
no,
That is
I
the
think it's
motto
a
of the-
success.
Which
Yep.
She gets.
Oh, yeah.
So,
So
2 successes.
that's
So
true.
2
So 2
successes.
successes.
So it's 5 damage, 7 damage, 9 damage.
How'd you crank up with that? So
5 for the spear,
plus 2
2
for the successes. Yep.
2 for the battle rage.
Nice. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right.
Right.
That's nice. He's not looking too good now that he's taken 2 equally powerful whomps. It's just like, ah! Thank God it's Sister Erd. And immediately he does the whole Emperor Palpatine, save me, Anakin! Wait. And he begins to cast his evil powers.
evil powers.
That's what he does. So he's going to cast Wilt to choose 2 targets in a short range.
That means there's 2 chances for him to get reflected back up on.
If he rolls terribly.
If he rolls terribly, I doubt it. I have faith.
Yeah, it would be a good time to flip one of the tokens on our side. Yes.
I was about to reach for it. Travis, son of a bitch.
You did.
So he's going to do his Arcana check. Do I have enough clear area for you to? No triumphs at
For
least.
once.
So
One
and
1
two.
success and 2 advantage.
Not
So
that great.
Yeah, not bad.
8 points of damage for each of you. Or, sorry, 9 points before your soak.
Okay, so I've got
You're just gonna take 3.
4, 5, 7. 2 for the shield, right?
No, you have 4 and then 2 for the shield.
So
No,
you're
I've
6.
got my spear for defense 1.
Well, this
Or
is a
not.
spell.
Oh, that's a spell,
Yeah.
so that doesn't count. Okay, so I take 4, 6, 3 wounds.
Mm-hmm. And do you take wounds?
I take 2.
You take 2. And you feel the dark tendrils in the room touch your souls. You are both ensnared 3.
What does that mean?
Basically means you can't move for 3 turns.
Oh no, we've pinned the bad guy up against the wall and now we can't leave our position. Whatever shall we do with our 3 turns of being stuck right here?
So are we magically ensnared, or
You-
are there
you-
actual physical
You're
tendrils?
magically locked in place. Plus, he has this cool thing that lets ice, basically, you feel the death of the grave touch you, as you feel that you are immobilized as well as ensnared. Same
Okay,
2
so you
things that
can't
do the
move.
same thing. So basically, you're stuck in place by the tendrils that seem to be holding you.
But we can
steady.
still take actions.
You can still take actions. You're just immobilized. And he's gonna arrogantly walk right past you guys. Now, if instead of taking action, you can try to break free, it's an athletics thing. Something tells me you probably want to like press an attack rather than just, pull yourself free. And that's pretty.
Does that mean he also stopped his ritual?
He did stop the ritual, yeah.
Where's
Now,
he's
the
still carrying
ritual
baby, right?
seems to still be going, so it might require 2 rounds for your wizard guy to do his thing to let the ritual die off. But he's feeling cocky. He's interested in this wizard he sends, because obviously neither one of you buffoons are a wizard. Let's find the true power behind your magics, since you have glowing magical auras on you, but no actual magic. And who's going to be the person that takes up the end there?
Oh, that's me. I'm the only one left.
Yeah.
But I can't see him. I'm gonna shoot the.
You're going to go down so you can shoot it, because it's...
Yeah.
It hasn't really done anything yet. It's looking at its master like, what do I do? So you walk around the corner.
Oh, so
You
do I
see...
Wait, why did you go down?
Well,
Because
he
she
have
Says
to
I
go,
can't
she
shoot it
couldn't
unless.
see them.
Does he have to go all the way around the corner?
If you want to go
Yeah.
there, shoot it. You
Yeah,
can
I'll
try.
just shoot it.
I'll give you a black die. I was going to say, you could go all the way down and shoot the fucker in the face.
Well, I'm still short range.
Yeah. So it's going to be 1 purple and a black against your range. Go for it. Don't forget your blue for superiority. If you're aiming, you can
I
have
am.
blue. Okay.
You take strain for...
So you're taking 2 strain for double maneuver. Walking halfway down and aiming.
So it's not like
It's not.
movement and wow.
You get one or the other. So you could have. You're up here, so you had to
I'll
move.
take 2 strain.
2 strain is worth it for the blue dice.
Unless you're me.
Unless you're about to strain yourself out. Are you saying I should switch to stun damage?
No, I'm saying blue dice are useless for me.
Okay, so let's see here. This takes out. I got a success and 2 advantages.
So what's your
So
damage?
my damage is 9.
And immediately it goes down.
So 9, 10, 11.
Revealing that there's a very
The
good
2
archer.
advantage. Can I get back strain?
Yeah. And you hear these guys engaging with the darkness that is. And top of the order. This isn't going to be pretty, I think. So who's going to go first?
We have 3 rounds? Alright, I'm gonna go first, and I'm gonna call down the hall. He's coming! Get ready!
You want my drink? You want to drink my beverage?
I do. It's just sitting there.
As I'm gonna attempt to field command.
You're field commanding to tell your people to take some maneuvers to get down here.
There we go. That succeeded. And I'll recover a strain.
And what does field command do for your soldiers that now know it?
Up to 3 people can take a maneuver for a strain.
Just any maneuver?
Any maneuver, you have to take a strain to do it.
Alright.
Even if he's ensnared?
If you're ensnared, you can take a maneuver like aim, but you can't move. You're immobilized.
Luckily, spears are throwable.
But
Spears
But
are
wait,
throwable.
is-
well, a maneuver.
Aiming is a maneuver.
Okay, but what about like trying to break
Breaking
free?
That's an action.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an actual skill check.
So, like, you can still.
But you can
aim to
basically
throw your
spear, grab it like this, and you do the whole I'm aiming.
Ooh, I've got you in my sights.
You've got a bunch of daggers. You can replace your spear with a dagger. This wizard turned his back to you. What would Conan do?
So
So
with
I
this
can't-
free
well,
maneuver,
wait a
we can
second.
just walk up and see
But
him.
it can't. But it can't
Yeah,
actually.
or you can
throw
aim,
my
because I
dagger
told you
as
it's
an
coming.
action.
You can aim
You
to be
can't
ready.
throw it,
Yeah.
but you can aim to give yourself a blue dice, and then on your
Sure,
next
maybe you
turn,
won't see me
aim
down
again and throw. So you have 2 blue dice.
I think I'm gonna walk.
As long as you don't take a movement, you still get to aim. Goes
It's
over
like
from turn to turn.
I just hear spaghetti western music. Wah, 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 wah. The two wizards.
So what do I have to
Facing
do?
off.
What you two
To
can do
break
is you can
free, you
move
have to
right
do an
here.
athletics
Yeah.
And on
check.
your turn,
on your
you
turn.
two would take
It's
the
gonna
next
be
2
against
turns
3 purple.
before he goes. Then
So
you would
I
both
have
just double
3,
aim.
I have
But that would be on your
And
next
kill it.
That would
turn.
be on my
Oh,
turn. That's not the
Because you
maneuver.
can
That's not
double
the
aim.
maneuver.
Okay.
So the maneuver is normally
Yeah,
walking,
you aim,
a short
and you take the
distance,
string and do a
aiming,
second maneuver to
or-
aim.
Yeah.
And so you'd have 3
So
blue
pretty
dice.
much since you're stuck
on
in
the crossbow.
place, aiming is probably the best thing you can do with your free maneuver.
Okay.
As you guys look at each other, you do the Buddy Bro movie, and you go, and you grab your spear ready to throw, and you're just like, aiming.
What is the check they have to do to try and get out of there?
It's going to be an athletics
So
against 3
I take it you guys have both moved.
Oh
So
yeah.
are you both taking your free maneuver?
I'll definitely.
You come around
So
and
it's a
see the
strength to take
big
that
bad guy, the
I
necromancer
gained
in
two
his.
Actually, wait a second. If I have to do a strength to it, I don't want to.
Okay, then you can just look at him and say, "Pounds down." Don't tell me what to do. So you guys
I've got-
take the
I've
string.
got
You
3
come
strength
down the
left,
stairs.
but-
You've got your crossbow that you've reloaded. You've got your spell that you still got going, and you look, and there's the big bad, and he's got spear wound in the chest, sword hacked to the side. He looks like he's ready to summon a bunch of undead people right now, and he sees the wizard.
I told you, big neon sign above your head that only the magic he sort of
It
can
goes
see.
the whiz, the whiz, the whiz.
In neon signs.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So that was
Wizard here.
That was my turn.
yeah.
Now there's 2 more of our turns.
Yeah.
Yes.
So who's going next?
Do you want me
Yeah.
to shoot him?
Shoot him.
Yes,
Yeah,
I think
throw a
that's a good
concoction at him. Look where he
Because then you
is.
might be able to
Yeah, but
generate
I-
advantage to give to him.
Oh,
For the if I launch a.
yes, I have an idea for something to do, but it will be dangerous. If I get some blue dye, it would be
I'm
wonderful.
worried about hitting the baby then.
No, the baby's
But
back
the
here
baby's
behind
Hey,
me.
here.
look,
Oh,
the baby's
yeah.
right
Oh,
here.
okay. Well, then
And
He
if you
walked
could-
right
yeah.
past your friend
I'm
saying,
gonna launch the firebomb.
okay.
Oh, you're not using your crossbow? Okay.
Well, actually,
No,
the crossbow
use the
does better
fireball
damage.
because that's
Yeah,
correct.
and you're not worried about hitting 10 people at once. So.
And it also grants you a blue die for being accurate, or for being speared.
Uh-huh.
The crossbow.
And you
does.
can aim.
And you have your maneuver still, so
Mhm.
it's just aim with no strain.
So you
And
have, you can aim and then double aim.
double aim?
You want to take 2 strain for a double aim?
Are you
take-
using the crossbow?
No.
Okay.
Well, actually, the crossbow gives me better damage.
As well.
So
And it also
Fire
gives you a blue die.
burns.
true, it would burn for 2 if it hits. So
I mean, if I wanted to distract a wizard from a ritual, I'd light him on fire.
I mean,
I mean-
alternatively, just continuously stabbing him with sharp implements will also do it.
I'm gonna launch the firebomb
So,
first,
and the oracle will
then I
say,
can-
"So is drowning him in
Yeah.
a bucket."
Yeah.
So okay.
Good luck.
So
Okay, so what are you gonna do?
I'm launching the firebomb at him.
Okay, add a black dice for his defense, because he has defense 1 range, and add another black dice because of the wifty black tendrils that are giving defense.
Well then, fine. Can I use one of the?
Yeah. Use it.
You can. Oh, yeah, that way. Oh shit, she's getting serious.
Do it.
Do it.
Wreck him, wreck him, wreck him.
Yes.
We're gonna be out of here before 11 probably today. So
Okay, cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're about to wrap up.
Yeah.
Wow, it's almost 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. Today one.
Fuck me.
Whoa, all the things, so many things.
That looks like
I'll
us.
steal her soda while she's busy counting.
So yeah, hold on. So that no, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's a threat.
Yeah.
You fire the arrow.
No, it's a success and a threat.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. No, that because you're right. It's a success. Sorry, I pulled the wrong one over.
So you look at him, and you, for a second, like a bead of sweat starting in you, like suck it back in. As you fire your arrow right into him.
No,
Not an arrow.
it's
Throw it
the
Oh, the concoction.
yeah.
So what does that do with
it's
one
9
success?
damage. It's burn 2.
So for 2 rounds, it'll take 9 points.
It'll
eight
take
points.
yeah.
So it's base
Okay,
damage,
8 points.
multiple rounds. So you throw your concoction at him, and he like tries to defend himself with his staff because that's where he gets that range defense. Is his staff that blocks arrows.
I hope it catches on
And
fire.
it shatters as it hits his dark staff of evilness. As you see him holding the book of vile
I'm
darkness.
gonna burn away his evil.
And the fire just bathes down on him, catching his light wispy robes that he stole off dead priests and shit.
Oh,
And-
so it's nice kindling, nice tinder.
And immediately he starts going up in flames, and he's like doing the whole wafting. No, I'm on fire! I'm on fire! I'm on fire! And he's just barely alive.
Stop dropping.
He's totally
roll.
Freddy Krueger. If it wasn't for the damage he did to these two, he would have
Finish
been
him
dead.
off.
Because, by the way, when he attacked you, he got a little healthier looking. Fucking necromancers.
Are you just gonna finger guns him?
I was planning on doing something complicated, but I think I'm just gonna finger gun him. I'm like, I think I could dispel his magic on you guys, but it might just be better to dispel his brain.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yep. that's
But
what-
right before
Kill
you
the manky
do,
bastard.
since you're the last one in the order, right?
Mhm.
He raises his finger to you.
Wait, hold on. What's going? No, it was me, then her, then him, then him, then him.
Oh, okay. Can I scare you guys a little?
No.
No, no.
I've already lost enough sanity trying to roll.
Yeah, I guess I'll aim also.
Just because.
Why not?
Die.
Oh yeah.
Wait, don't you need one more yellow rule?
Successes. 3 successes. 4 successes.
Oh shit.
4 successes, 4
4
advantage.
So what does your spell do?
It makes me feel better.
Makes him feel worse.
Immediately
and does 12
there's
damage.
dead silence, and then it's like in Star Wars, The Last Jedi, when the ship goes to hyperspeed, and you just hear as you split his skull in half.
Finger guns. That's what you have to
And
do
then you
now.
got it. Then you have to go.
And everything from his waist up turns into flaming debris confetti that splays all over these two and the
Shield.
baby.
Well, the
and
good
the
news is that
wall.
it was the back of you because you were stuck this way.
Right.
So
I can twist.
no, I know, but so it's not
You
hitting
just
your
pulled the
face,
shield
you know?
like this to protect the back of the
what
head.
happened? What happened? Nothing.
There's
Just
just this,
definitely not black ichor all over your back at
this
all.
wet, flamey splat.
And
That just
actually, wait a
sprays.
second. Because of where we are, do we shield the baby from the black ichor?
You shield the baby directly, and then the ichor falls off the ceiling onto the baby.
Gross.
Basically, you both are bathed, including the baby, whose baby's hanging on a little hammock thing, so you can cut it in half in one shot. Bathed in what was the necromancer.
But we're clean.
As all of a sudden, a single burning page lands at our wizard's foot.
And the wisps.
And the wisps.
The wisps are all burning
The
away.
wisps are still doing their thing.
Oh.
The chanting echoes are dying quickly.
And that one page that lands at your feet gives you an extra rank in Forbidden Lore.
I eat it.
No. So immediately after the end of the necromancer's turn, since he's not able to continue his ritual, The wisps will start fading out. You know that within a few turns they seem to will fade
If
away.
you kill the baby,
You're not gonna kill the baby!
powerful.
I have a really good idea.
Now, however, if you pick up that page and recite the spell or use your cool power that lets you know automatically the dark ritual before you gave this guy the book and started the whole thing. Who knew? You're really the mastermind.
Bum, bum,
He was just too lazy to get all the things. he just assumed this guy would do it, and he would just interrupt and then finish it at
And
the
then
end.
you can do.
Okay, so what do you do? It
Well, are
says
they still frozen?
the spell is ebbing away that had you trapped in place.
Well, if it comes around to my turn again, I would dispel the effects. I would roll to dispel the effects
Okay.
on these two guys.
I'll say flip one of these and use your cool, uber cool knowledge. Your cool.
It's an actual.
That's
it's
right,
a
for
school
you,
that I
it's a-
have.
it's a
yeah,
once-
because I have an arcane. I have the ability to cast it.
So immediately you know the words to say. So you start, I'll say as an incidental, you start chanting the counter chant to the chant. And all of a sudden, immediately you're feeling the dark, evil ichor abate in the room.
Oh, specifically, I was saying the things that were holding them,
Which is
which is the
that's
same
part of-
thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So immediately these guys free up and it's your turn. You turn around and see that there's only a pair of legs and a waist.
Still
No,
standing.
no. The first thing
And
I
they're
want to do is
smoking.
how much of the black ichor is
So
on
what
the
happens
baby, and
now?
is the baby okay?
The baby physically is okay, screaming bloody hell. Looks kind of emaciated, like maybe the wizard did a spell, used the
Took
baby
some
for
of its
fuel.
energy. Yeah.
But the baby seems okay, more or less. I mean, or you could kill the baby with 4 points of damage.
I want to take
Wow,
an adventuring.
that's a significant amount of damage.
I want to take an adventuring knowledge skill.
Okay.
A third of my life.
Of mine too.
Is the baby evil? I mean, is the baby
The baby is still a normal baby.
Are any humans truly good or evil?
Yes, they're all evil.
Well, then you fucking answer.
Point of order.
For the Horde! Point of order. They're all evil.
Okay, so the baby
I did
seems
say,
like you could give it back
is
to its mother.
corrupted?
That's something that can't be described as a GM.
Dum dum dum.
The wee bairn's fine. We just
We'll
gotta clean
we'll
him
come
up a
back
bit.
in like 16 years and decide if we need to
Well,
kill
Well,
them.
you guys were covered in the same ichor, so if you start feeling crazy evil, just let us know and we'll come back and kill the
He's
baby.
been whispering
Okay?
if you kill the baby, you become all
We'll
powerful.
get the baby and
So
start cleaning it off.
Okay, so immediately our little dwarf scholar comes up and she pulls the baby out of the little hammock and you're like, oh, you better get that out of your mouth. No, don't swallow that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Start cleaning him off.
start cleaning off the kid with chemicals.
Yes.
Chemicals.
I'm sure you've got some
Chemicals.
tasty chemicals.
Ah,
that you
yes,
can give
bleach.
with that.
Bleach
I've
won't kill
got
this.
some wet naps. My own design. You can actually light them on
I
fire.
knew that was where you were going.
But they work really well for cleaning off grime.
Some
The-
call them wet
the-
naps, other call them fuses.
I don't know. The thing that I think is most impressive about them is, while they are highly flammable, they're literally just napkins that she spit into.
Okay?
Wait. You take a little square, you put rubbing alcohol on it.
It works just
Fuse.
fine.
What's this rubbing alcohol? We only have drinking alcohol. Okay, so you basically scoured the area. You realize that there's many other corpses he could have raised if he would have rolled magic for the shit. Poor bastard.
If rubbing alcohol makes my outsides feel better, then drinking alcohol will make my insides feel better.
That's just medicine.
That's how
just
you get
it
stamina
works.
back, you know?
Just dwarf in the holy water there.
You do find roughly about 200 silver pieces between what was buried with these bodies and what the necromancer was raising. Obviously, your
50 silver pieces apiece.
Your wizard
What?
tells you, yes, this is the evil king of evil back in the day. Is there anything you want to do special to the corpse that is anointed with evil dark ichor oils and ready to come back to
Can we
life?
make it do the splits?
Well, it's
Adventuring knowledge, do we burn them?
Works for most things.
Okay.
Where's your things?
Works for most things. Stabbing it in the heart with a piece of wood and burning it works for pretty much everything.
yeah. Well, the heart's already been vaporized.
So we give it a new heart, and then we stab that heart.
I still want to just make it do the splits.
So you guys basically pour some oil on it,
Yeah,
light
we
it on
light it.
fire. The corpse is burning. Of course, it's still.
I'll light it on fire.
Oh dear God.
Wait.
She'll
Let's
use the
wait
wet
until
naps.
We're just about ready to leave before we light things on fire because there's probably no ventilation in here.
There is no ventilation. It's a crypt. So it's a
You
cave
have a
underground.
point.
As she throws the thing in the explosive cloud of only oxygen goes poofing out. As you're all covered in soot and ash, you've now inhaled the dead king.
Builds character.
Gives your hair shine. So you guys return back to the inn, I'm assuming, give the wee baron back to his
Yes.
brother?
Yeah.
You consider yourself successful even though the book was destroyed, which is all for the best.
To the
It's
best
too
of
dangerous
everyone's
to leave in
knowledge.
the hands of.
Dun, dun, dun.
And the rest of the
Tucks
animated
age
dead
away.
just go wandering off, animated dead style.
Okay, that can't be good.
What's the worst that could happen?
You
Yeah,
guys
right.
go to the inn, have a drink, and the new dawning sun rises in the east. Unless I put it in the west. Fantasy
Whatever
world.
normal location it rises in, it rises from there.
Yeah.
It rises in the north-south.
It falls from the top of the sky, and then it goes back up as
It
is
actually
normal.
starts really dim, and gets really bright, then goes dim again.
No, what it does is it starts
I
way
just
up
have
there.
visions of Monty
And
Python
the
with
world
the...
is just a donut, and it just drops through the hole.
With an audible. Oh, that's the noon swoop.
And then at midnight, it's back up through.
So this is one of those customized planets that they make at the factory
Yes.
for,
Now, however, the Forbidden Grimoire was lost. Moment of silence.
That's
There
the news.
was the bone staff.
I like bone staff.
the one that I burned.
That,
Yeah, you do.
No, this is on the wizard, not the king.
It's equipment.
Oh, okay.
That adds
Yes.
+4 damage to magic attacks, and the first range does not increase difficulty.
Oh, that is fantastic.
And you heal 1 wound after damaging a target with that spell.
Woo!
What
And
does it
just
do?
turn
What does
into
it do
a
again?
little
It's an evil staff of evil.
I said what did it does it do though?
Well, it basically adds +4 to a magic attack,
Okay.
and the first range does not increase the difficulty. So short range is an
But
automatic,
it is evil.
but it is evil. It's made of people.
You can live with
Oh,
that.
lots of things I wear are made of people.
In both campaigns.
And that's a good place to wrap it up there. But first, where does our half orc go off after this adventure? You can just make something up.
I'm gonna go out into the wilderness and find a stream and get all of this, including the Icar of civilization.
And then,
Oh,
further,
yeah.
and then further on down, the camera shows the ichor in the water and it's corrupting animals. Kidding. So what does our dwarf alchemist do?
Oh, well, I'm gonna refresh my last experiments and brew some more lightning and fire bombs.
So you burn down a couple of the howls this time.
Well, if they're that flammable, then I did them a favor.
They're called
They should be
apples.
building in stone.
It's mud
It's the
ball.
only practical.
All the stone has been quarried, that's why it's just mud here. All the stone was quarried centuries ago and sent to the big city by dwarves. And what does our elf warrior do?
I'm gonna find the nearest, driest desert and stay away from
Live
mud
there
for the
forever.
rest of eternity.
And yet still, you're finding mud in strange places.
I'm gonna be cleaning this armor for years.
That's fine. You're an
I
elf.
recommend you get yourself a squire or a page. Do the work for ya.
As he reaches down and pulls a page of paper down and says, okay, here's the page, has it open. Wah, wah, wah. And what does Larrick of the Black
Do we really
Oh.
want to know?
No, he goes back to the university where the professors who sent me on this quest and expected me to die are no doubt excited to find out that I lived, and I can give them a 42-hour PowerPoint presentation on how this adventure went.
Don't worry, he'll increase your hit percentage by 12%.
Yeah, the good news is that it's only 42 hours for the people actually watching it because I'll be hasting them. So it's really only like 2 hours in reality, but it'll be 42 hours for them.
Okay, but like
talk about things that would happen in a magic in like a high magic universe. You would just haste people through education. They're born, and then like, so you have double speed basically. So like 9 years later, they're an adult.
Yeah, it's like
That's a very
Yeah, but you
efficient
know
way to
how-
educate.
Well, but you know how
like Hermione did in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Hermione.
That's a very efficient way to educate the masses. Just
Well,
speed it up.
one of the things that I actually do kind of miss about older, harsher D&D is spells like haste used to take years from your life.
Yeah.
And so it was like, are you sure you want to be hasted?
I don't know if it's okay.
Like, I'm an elf, but then the human's just like,
But then the human monk's like, I live forever. Yeah, let's go. I'm gonna do 30 billion attacks in one round. Deal with it. I'll see you at the bar.
Speaking of bars,
Speaking of
Yeah,
bars,
the short tavern,
the short rest
tavern.
sounds cool.
I thought that was really cool.
I backed
so
it.
Scott, did you hear about it? Yeah. This is Kelly's time to shamelessly plug it. What about the short rest bar?
Basically, there's going to be a bar in the back of Tucson Gaming Gadgets at the Tucson Mall.
So, what level were you guys planning on going to?
Huh?
What level were you guys planning on going to? Because I could chip in